everybody, it's your boy, Joseph Rothschild, aka MBT, and it is time for the top 16 of the August 2022 Chalislime Monthly. I am joined by the greatest co-commentator that money can buy. I'm talking about Farfa Yu-Gi-Oh! Mr. Glasgow, are you here?
That money can buy is definitely scraping the bottom of the barrel here, to be honest with you. But we're here live for YCS Rio, which, as you all know, is live this weekend. And so we are casting the replacement event for everyone. So welcome,
Yeah,
everyone. Do we have a nice Top Cut breakdown?
we have a top cut fit of Brazilian's finest Yu-Gi-Oh players. Blue Eyes FTK is the most represented deck at 40 in day 2.
Wow, incredible.
I'm really jealous of the people who went to YCS Rio. I imagine it's basically a CSM. In fact, I've been watching like Christian Urena be like, "Yeah, I just lost to Mine Burn in round 3 at XO," and I'm like, "Perfect. It's like nothing ever changes. That's the Leonard round."
I mean, that is the most Brazilian deck you can imagine, right?
Yeah. We have some different decks in our top cut. It is unsurprisingly dominated by 2 decks in particular. I'm talking about Mathmech and Fluonderies, the 2 greatest decks of the format. We have 5 tier elements, unsurprising. A bunch of variation between builds. Some are on the build that was played at Euros this past weekend. One is on zombies, which is extremely fun. And the one that we will be watching for our feature is on branded. Have you gotten to see any branded tier element gaming?
No, when Tearlament's first dropped, that was like the first version of the deck I tested. So I think the problem with the branded version is that like there's multiple ways to stop branded fusion from activating, which
Right.
I think if that gets rolling, it's just the best deck in the format. But at the same time, resolving branded fusion is kind of rough, but we'll see.
Yes. We've got 4 Spright duelists. The big takeaway from this event so far has been the fact that Spright gets to play the runic stuff, which
Oh, is that
is
live? Okay. Okay, so I haven't read those cards in a long time. Is there Splight Runic Synergy?
oh, well, the synergy is that Spright actually does not need their battle phase because they can't clear a board to save their life. So instead, they just play them as removal spells and just donk you with them. And the one thing that they're very good at, other than summoning a level 2 monster, a la Instant Fusion, to get you to a gigantic Spright without ever committing to your normal summon, the other thing they're really good at is protecting a Mystic Mine. You can very easily go into something like a...
Like
thanks,
the
by the
B-Cop
way,
combo?
yeah, thanks to the geniuses at Euros. Um,
Yeah.
you can
That's
go
that's just
into
the
Beat Cop.
European brain and mindset. It's like, how can I like out cancer these other Europeans?
Yeah, you go into Beat Cop, you protect your mine, and then you always win the deck out because you are able to use the runic spells in order to get your opponent closer to the end of their game. And also, occasionally banish like something like a Galaxy Cyclone that might be on the top of your tier element opponent's deck, which of course is their
Amazing.
only out to that. Um, we have 4 individuals on Spright, and then we've got a bunch of one-ofs, a bunch of decks that you may recognize from some of the formats or some of the tournaments this format. I'm talking about Mathmech. We've got 2 copies of. We've got 1 Fluonderies, one person who is just all in on Runic, and they are playing Mystic Mine, and it is basically just Mystic Mine control. We have a
Can you play
Virtual
Runic
World.
as a mind deck?
Yes, you can.
Just a
Is it?
pure mind deck. Okay,
Isn't that
nice.
just great? Isn't it wonderful? 1 VW adventure, and the last deck, which we will be watching for our top cut match, Labyrinth. 1 Labyrinth player cleared. 4th most
Hey.
represented deck. 1 of them cleared. I don't know. It's something.
Labyrinth is basically just sort of like a boneless trap trick deck, right?
Yeah, it's like it has a pretty good claim to being the trap deck that can most effectively stand up to Spright, because all of their traps remove cards from the field, which is a good place to be in. But it turns out there's other decks in the format that are like, oh, you set 2 Compulse and passed, yeah, you're gonna die. So we shall see if they will be able to beat back Branded Fusion in this match. And go. Go. There we go. It worked. All right, so we have a returning duelist, Calidora, the 0% win rate duelist on camera. I'm so sorry that you're the feature. And they're on Labyrinth. It looks like they've won the die roll as well. Not that Branded Tearlament doesn't like going second. And they are playing against N Legacy, who is on the list.
So we added the trap card, which does what again?
Okay, so I didn't even see which one they added. Welcome Labyrinth does
Welcome
nothing.
Labyrinth.
It specials a Labyrinth from your deck and
I
locks
mean, that's a
you
lot
into
of words to
Fiends.
do nothing.
Yeah. Well, we'll see it right now. Specials a Labyrinth
Okay,
locks you into
Fiends.
Fiends, and then if a monster leaves the field by normal trap effect while this is in your graveyard, then you can set it. So it's just like a cycling removal spell, right? It searches Labyrinth of the Silver Castle, the card whose armpit they had to censor, and it loses to Super Polymerization.
That's beautiful. It's super probably discard Dart Ruler. It's like, this is a Spright deck.
It's not even Spite. I hate it.
I mean, yeah, no, I know. It's like, it should be at this point, but no, all right. Let's see if we're going to reveal some dangers. Okay, field spell. That's pretty
awesome. Good. So how do you, I got to ask you, because it has been far and away the most prevalent card at this event. Garua, thoughts, prayers?
Yeah, like the problem is, I don't think there was any reason other than Super Poly was like the reason they made this card, right?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like it's so versatile, and okay, we drew the God card. That's just game.
Awesome. Instant fusion plus
That's
super polymerization plus dark ruler plus field spell plus L plus ratio plus Kit Kalos effect.
Like we didn't think like a top deck instant fusion off of for a rocket ride was like broken enough. So here's just like grass on legs. Amazing.
Awesome. Really cool. Very epic.
Yeah, so Garuda has like so many uses just because it's so versatile as a super poly target. I mean, like almost every archetype in the game is usually the same type attribute, whatever combination that it requires.
Yep.
And on top of that, it just gives you like a free draw when it goes to the graveyard. It's a dark as well, which is absurd synergy in Tearlament because it helps you make Curious.
Yep.
And on top of that, it is a decent target for the new card that we haven't really seen too much of, but I'm sure will be quite popular at some point in the future, and that is Ultimate Slayer.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, whatever the name is. It stands for cost as well, which is pretty good. And the Garura does draw off of it, correct? It doesn't have to leave the field. It just goes to the grave and it draws one.
Not only is that correct, we have seen Garua obviously splash and everything as a super poly target. Our undefeated fucking Fluonderies player is playing it as a Nadir Servant target to turn Nadir Servant into Engage. It is so annoying.
I mean, yeah, like that's what they did. That's what they printed this card for.
Yeah, I mean that's the point. It just is frustrating.
My favorite thing about like the extra deck power creep for like these sort of generic cards is like I like to like hope that there's just like some Necros player out there who's like, yes, every set Konami just buffs Kaleidoscope. Like they make some new extra deck monster every single set, and they just get better and better.
Yeah. Here we are going to go for the Kaleidoheart. We'll go for Dogmatic of Punishment. Hey, this is a card that can send Garua. Not here though. We're going to have to send Entis and just hope for the best, I feel.
Yeah. I don't even know what the other effect of Gura is, by the way. Does it like does it OTK?
Double damage. It's so stupid. It deals double damage on top of all that. This card could not say anything. It could be a vanilla and it would be just as good. It would be like it would still
that's the irony. Okay, like we're just putting bodies on the field here and killing. Very nice.
And this is kind of the weakness of Labyrinth is, unlike most of the other trap decks, it doesn't necessarily rely on a big flashy like a setup combo or a big silly floodgate to equalize. It can go toe-to-toe with like the resource loops of some of the top decks, unless you just like kill it.
Wrong.
If you just like get really aggro, this deck will just fold.
I didn't see any resources there. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, 2 cards in hand and an empty board. So
yeah,
it's I don't know. We'll see if it's like gonna be relevant in the meta, but I'm gonna really struggle to see how this stands up to Splight tier. Is it like it's not a TCG exclusive, is it?
No.
Did it do anything in OCG?
It did a little, but I mean, no.
Oh shit, we're playing back. Okay, all right.
Blackjack's the best card in this deck by a large
margin. Hang on a second.
All of their So all of the
You didn't tell me
Labyrinth.
that this is a BA deck.
Yeah, so Labyrinth is Beauty and the Beast, and all of the little like candelabras that are alive can, as a quick effect, discard a fiend from your hand to go set a Labyrinth spell or trap. And so they'll do that, discard Backjack, and get something like a Compulse or an IDP on your opponent's first turn that's then activatable. It's pretty crazy, but a lot
Oh
has to
yeah,
go
the
right.
gimmick is they can activate those traps, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
that's a
anti-spell.
pretty good one against the branded
That's
deck.
a
I hear that that's all right.
strong one. I assume they side decked, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no reason for
There's the
the
welcome.
Dark Color Super Poly to still be in there, probably.
You
Uh,
honestly, unfortunately, I think you still play Super Poly.
in tier, just against the deck that doesn't. I mean, yeah, it is like just so good in the deck, isn't it? Like, because you confuse away
Yeah.
your own guys for Aquas and just any dark
Yeah.
monster. Is it dark? That you need? Who knows? Oh, we just milled a beast. That's pretty good. And a branded
Oh,
opening to
whoa.
protect our fusions.
Wow, we're really in on fusions. This is the first Shadow
That's
we've seen this
pretty good.
tournament.
I mean, usually you just play one beast as like just a card in the deck. I don't think you actually. From what I know, most people didn't play Winda, but obviously you can. The extra deck space is not super flexible. I mean, it's decently flexible, but yeah, you can come up with a bunch of different plays and stuff if you want here. All right, we milled the Galaxy Cyclone. That's going to be really strong on that anti-spell next turn if we really need it. Now, it's assuming we don't kill this turn, because, I mean, this deck can do that.
Yeah. One thing that we've been seeing a ton, which I hate, is that you know how this deck can just put up a bunch of monsters, just summon a bunch of guys.
Just guys. Oh, there we go.
We've seen.
Okay, so is this going to trigger the field here or something?
This will trigger. This is going to trigger everything. Yeah. So we're going to go
Oh,
Chain
boy.
Link 3 Welcome Labyrinth.
Oh,
We'll see the play right now. We're going to summon a Labyrinth from deck. We're locked into Fiends. We get Labyrinth of the Silver Castle. We're going to resolve the Compulse. And then at end of chain, because a monster left the field because of a normal traps card effect, we get to trigger like 4 effects in sequence. So this is going to be interesting. Turn player, of course, goes first with the Rhino Heart. Then we'll go Welcome Labyrinth. This allows us to specially Fiend from hand or graveyard.
sorry. Is that OCG named Labyrinth Labyrinth?
It's so funny. We'll go Silver Castle. They'll chain Havness. Oh my goodness. All right, so I guess we're going to see what happens. Havness hits Aluber and Merly, rather.
Imagine just really mediocre average players trying to
Ooh!
resolve this chain in person.
But we hit Branded Fusion. Oh my god, we really hit it. It was going crazy there. And then we'll summon
so
the second one.
was that a hand loop?
That was, yeah. She has the ability to destroy a card on field or in hand.
Okay, all right. Well, Branded Fusion obviously really strong, but not sure how live it would have been with this Phoenix. We could have made it live potentially with some sort of monster shenanigan to clear the anti-spell. I think there's like probably some way to just get into like a Phoenix or something if you need to.
Yeah. One thing that we've seen, there's Kaleido. One thing that we've seen in Top Cut, at least, is people playing Floodgates in tier, like one copy of Skill Drain to mill off of Curious and then reset off Griffin. And I really hope we do not see that next game.
Yeah, it was a decently popular card at Euros. I know all of my friends personally side decked it. It just has a lot of synergy because, like, I mean, obviously skill drain is skill drain, right? It's insane,
okay,
but it's really easy to turn off in your own deck because you can Zephyros bounce it to your hand or
like
Galaxy Cyclone it if you need to. Snow as well. Yeah, there's just like a lot of ways to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Really frustrating.
Okay, we're putting that beast. Are we going for window? We are indeed. Okay. 29, 29, 300. Not a lot to go for.
Decision because the Labyrinth immediately contested, and they really do not care about this kind of thing.
I don't think there's wait, why did we attack with that first? Do we not want to
forget about Relinkaribo? Is what happened here. We must have, yeah. It blended into the Silver Castle. Yeah, I forgot.
I forgot.
We've all been there. We have all forgotten Linkaribo at some point.
Yep. Well, listen, he might have been distracted by some jangling keys. We can't really like assume these things.
Right, of course.
Okay, so Silver Castle gets to what, reset? Compo, is that just like a once per turn set a trap from your grave?
Yeah,
Target normal
so
charming wave, set it to your field.
yeah,
Okay,
she gets
nice.
to reset the card, and then it can only be activated if you control a fiend monster, which is always. Um, I mean, this is a great position to be in, but I mean, you are
So
giving
we
them
have an
pretty much
Alimer.
everything.
Nice. That's pretty good. How did
Ooh.
we out the anti-spell, by the way? Was it the kick out? The Kaleido Heart?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I believe so.
You know what's so funny, right? They take these like super OG like classic cards, right? Like Torrential Tribute, and then just like build a deck around it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what they did with like Kyrushin or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've basically done it with
Woo!
this.
Second
Oh, that's
floodgate, let's
fun.
go.
And that's kind of like what they've done with this deck. They've just like made a compulse archetype.
Yeah.
Oh
All right,
shit! Yeah,
that
of
was a
course we
great
had that
floodgate.
last
It
time.
worked out really well for everybody.
I think the play there was to definitely hold it and chain it to something.
Just like hope. Yeah.
Yeah, because you just flip it, they just pop it. Yeah, that didn't really do any give you any value. At least you could have used it as like a chainable disruption to essentially just be like a mini board wipe.
So we are going to
So
compulse
that was
the
awkward.
Kaleido Heart here. This is rough because we have the
Oh,
oh
can we set branded fusion this turn? You can only use one effect
yeah
of
we could
tragedy per turn.
yeah
Okay, so you
if
can
we
like
elect
not
not to
trigger
do it.
tragedy here and set branded fusion. That's pretty insane if we do that.
We get to cycle the Welcome Labyrinth because, of course, this wasn't the turn that it was sent to the graveyard. We get to trigger the effect of the Silver Castle as well. Ooh, they're going to chain Havness. So I imagine we're going to be taking the card out of hand, but if that's a tier, then that's rough too. It was Tragedy. Okay, well,
Another
only one
tragedy.
Tragedy effect per turn, so who really cares?
Is that compulse activatable? It
The
was
Welcome?
compulse, right? Oh no, it was a welcome.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
okay. Yeah, we just
We're just doing branded fusion stuff. So we don't have the discard for the Lubellion, but we can do everything else.
I assume they play like Albion, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this should probably wrap it up here. Apparently, I'm really loud, by the way. You might want to turn me down.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Sorry, chat.
That was wrong. Okay.
Oh, we're making
I
Lubellion.
love. Oh, okay. Why?
Could not tell you.
Is which one's the one that locks you from attacking? Is it like branded in red or something?
So the monster from Brandon and Red can't attack directly, and Lubellion can't attack if you activate his effect, but he can attack anyway. No light, says N Legacy. Just straight up no light in rotation. Well, that's fair.
Interesting.
All right, so I mean this is fine, but we still don't have an out to the lovely lady.
Oh wow. Really struggling to deal with 2900. Okay. This top deck better be insane though.
Yeah, it's got to be like extrav into 15 of the best traps you've ever seen. We do get to reset the compulse. This is crazy because the compulse contests the Kaleido Heart every turn, and then we just like chill. We're like, how are you going to out a 2900 attack point asshole?
So does this have any like protection at all? Is this like untargetable or anything like that?
Of course not. No.
No, it's just okay.
It makes your traps really good because they can't respond to them.
They can't respond to normal trap cards.
Yeah.
Okay. That's definitely good. All right.
All right, so compulse and an unknown. Going to battle phase. We do get to eat the Merly. Always good to eat any of these monsters that have to be sent by card effect.
I'm sorry, this is just really funny to me. Like I'm just watching like Trap Trick like somehow hold off Tearlament. Like what's going on?
Is the way to beat Tearlament to
good?
just start
Like,
playing compulse? Just like
yeah. Like who would have thought just compulse put fusion back in the extra deck would be so powerful, yet here we are.
it's Ab Zero all over again, baby. If they had just changed the hidden information rules back, then we could out this.
Link monsters where? Yeah, I mean, there has to be some link climbing stuff you can do with this.
I think
I
we
mean,
know
that was
they
a
have
curious line here.
some link monsters, but I mean, I don't know if you've been looking at builds of branded Tearlament, but like Lofton, for instance, posted his and he's playing 0 links. He's just like, why would I play link monsters? You can't activate branded fusion in the same turn.
Well, I guess that's one of the downsides of this build. You don't have access to those crazy powerful link monsters that help you just deal with any and all situations, especially when you're locked out of in hindsight, looking back at this branded fusion, it didn't seem to do a lot, did it?
We are doing the exact same play every turn. This is unbelievable. We're actually going to lose this. We're legitimately going to lose this. He's beginning to believe we're going to lose this.
This is a really good opening as well from I think they both opened quite strong, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
no, it looked cracked, and now it looks like the board has been cracked.
oh, but hang on a second. We just put our Lebellion to defense.
Shit!
Whatever shall we do?
How the fuck do we out that? Wait, hold up. No, we just cycle the
branded and red. All right.
pulse here.
Mirror Jade looks looking pretty good here.
Yeah, that actually would be insanely strong. I don't know
how big is the Despia engine?
That's how we beat that. That's a good way to beat that. End phase punishment, send Entis, pop the back row. Decent.
Okay, hitting the Brandon Red's good.
Oh, we get to trigger Labyrinth of the Silver Castle too. This is so crazy.
So wait, so what is Silver's effect here?
So Silver, because a monster left the field by normal trap, gets to destroy a card from hand or field. So they're gonna pick the big-butted Lubellion, and then it'll be protected by opening.
From opening. Okay.
And we're resetting that compulse. You bet your ass we're resetting that compulse.
How many times do we resolve this compulse? Like, this is not a good position for tier. I don't think this deck top decks very well.
This is like it's like when people are like, "Do you have an out to mine?" But like, "Do you have an out to compulse?"
Yeah, man, I got nothing, dude. I set it up my red reboot.
All right. Okay. All right. So this does do a lot. Okay. Or does it?
All right. A field spell and a dream.
Yeah. So this will resolve in a way that we can't pop it with Silver Castle. That's unfortunate. Oh, we're gonna go for it.
We've got 2 compulse back there, right?
Do we know the other one's a compulse? I thought it was the draw for turn.
It might be a welcome, I suppose. Okay. Pop the field, sure. So it destroys 1 card in hand or on field?
Wait, it does work the way that they wanted? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I really do not know anything.
Destroy 1 card in your opponent's hand at random or their field. I guess maybe they didn't want to trigger the potential tier in the hand.
Sure, that's fine.
But I suppose Rhino Heart triggers 1 anyway.
Or actually, it doesn't do anything. Actually, the draw for turn was IDP, and the game's now over.
Can you just like reset Ice Dragon every turn as well?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
No, that is strong.
It's a little better than Compulse. Just a teensy weensy bit better.
Oh boy, is this Master Saga?
Yeah, Redoer's been crazy today. He's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's amazing when they make a card that detaches for effect. It'll just like be relevant at some point.
The literal only 2 Xyz monsters that detach for effect are both like top tier right now. This guy and Gigantic.
Gigantic? Oh. See, I was thinking of Nyarla.
Oh, does Nyarla detach for effect?
I believe so, yeah. I think I remember back in the Luna days, people would play Nyarla.
Blech.
I think Reader might just be like the only quick play one. No Zeus? Yeah, no space for that in the fusion build.
Yeah, what are you cutting for Zeus? All right, see ya. I said goodbye. I said, okay, I'll reset IDP. Let's make it happen.
Reset IDP. Okay, can't contest that Reader, but we're getting dangerously low here.
1,000 life points remain. Callie, you can do it.
Can't even top deck instant anymore.
I hope they do. I really hope that's the red.
All right, well, we're hitting off this Reader. I guess
nothing.
Oh, we're just gonna get rid of
shit.
It. Nah, nothing.
Callie says, I do not believe in Tearlament. I will destroy a card from your hand. What'd you get? Terraforming.
Terraforming?
Easy. So easy.
Oh my
Literally so
God.
easy.
What?
Just don't hit the tier.
Yep.
Oh, there was not a tier anyway. This
Okay,
is over.
it's a
That's
set
some
card.
stupid floodgate.
What do you set in tier? Like
Skill
nothing.
drain. Should not
Should've
have cited out the second Alpaz.
What was that, like a branded opening?
Oh, man.
Must be right. Yeah.
All right, we're going to game 3. Woo! Who believes, chat? Who believes?
Setting compulse every turn apparently is enough pressure to take out tier. I want to say I feel like he maybe just sort of fell over himself a little bit, but I don't know. It could just be like the branded version just isn't very good.
That was wrong.
Branded is one of those decks that, like, sometimes you just kind of get caught in the weeds. You're like, oh, there's so much to do, and then you just lose because you forgot that, like, you need to be playing with a specific end goal in mind. Like, I definitely, that's why I played the adventure version, is I was like, you mean I got a plan for turn 3? Absolutely not. It's not happening.
Okay, Field's good start here. I'm curious what like the standard combo in this deck is. I mean, if you open Branded Fusion plus Field Spell, that has to like do something decent. I can imagine some sort of quick play fuse into one of the guys triggering for something, plus like Lebellion. Sorry, not Lebellion. The other dude. What's his name? Mirror Jade. That guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Shouts out to Plants, which has advanced into top 8.
See, it's very hard
nice
to.
Imperm. Decent Imperm.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, listen, if you're gonna open Instant Fusion, don't get mad if I draw Imperm, I suppose.
3 Imperms to
That's
1 Instant
unfair.
Fusion. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. Can't be too crazy now. I got Rhino. That's triggering Merely.
I'm never gonna remember the non-translation names. I was at locals and I went to time versus a tier player because like I kept being like, yeah, I'll negate Shaylin, and they were like, what are you talking about? Shut up.
Shut up. It's annoying because I don't think
We're not that close to time, are we? Hold up.
I don't think EDO Pro updates the names, and oh boy, here we go. Oh wow, we got Branded Fusion to protect the Masquerade. Sorry, opening.
Ooh, did you see it?
We're on Eradicator. That's
see
pretty
it?
cool. Yeah, that's strong.
I don't like that.
Eradicator is so good.
Yeah. Calling Trap here. Blech.
Yeah, that'll be really nasty if we have one in the hand.
I mean, she literally loses if they flip that.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Monster Negate, we've got Masquerade, we've got Rhino Heart, we've got 2 back row. One of those is, of course, EEV. I feel like that's why we went into Masquerade, but we'll see.
That's a pretty spooky turn 1 if you threw a hand trap, to be honest with you. So, admittedly, this Masquerade isn't going to do a whole lot.
This is such a... Oh, my God. If it's not exactly Eradicator, this is such a good setup. Don't you do it.
I mean, do you think you just shot
that?
Wow. Never mind. What does it matter?
No!
Is this 5? Is it just 4?
Literally
Like
4. Man. Oh man. The GG.
No, show us the cards. Oh, damn it.
She just scoops.
I just wanted to see it. Like...
This is in here to beat Mystic Mind, and it just dumpsters this deck. Oh. Wow, that's rough. No, you don't shotgun it in case they draw the one that searches the trap.
I see.
Well, we tried our hardest, folks.
I mean, what can you do there? Like,
it's 2014 all over again. Sometimes you just lose to EEV.
Oh, they had Nibiru in hand, and it was only 4 summons. Amazing. Played around Nibiru and also set EEV. Incredible.
Perfect. Excellent. No notes. Ah, what a beautiful song. Truly a beautiful song. It's your boy, Joseph Rothschild, a.k.a. MBT. We are back with the top 8 of the August 2022 Chalislime Monthly. What you just heard was the short-lived rap career of the individual we will be watching in our top 8 match. I'm talking about the one, the only Mount Fuji, who is playing Tearlament against a member of Farfa's Inner Circle. This man is currently laid up in bed suffering from the COVID that Farfa gave him. I'm talking about Quantal Think, who has brought Runic Spright using the new Tactical Masters card. Farfa, is this your man's?
Yeah, so Quantal is a regular in the community and actually skipped Euros to practice and train for the CSM.
Indeed.
So unfortunately, we missed out on him at the event, and I wasn't able to give him any sort of airborne bacteria.
Well, it's paid off, because here he is, baby. Here he is. Oh, goodness.
Did you win in the dice roll with a field spell? That's pretty good.
All right, so you might think that that's really good. Quantal has been blind seconding. He's just playing a bunch of board breakers, and the true hero of this runic Spright deck that has emerged in the wake of Tactical Masters, which is, of course, Mystic Mine. So you might think that we're going to see a real battle of the two best decks in the format. I think we're going to see a battle of one of the best decks in the format, and then one that attempts to resolve a spell card and then look at your opponent for 30 minutes.
Be interested to see what answers we have in Tearlament Game 1, especially now that they know what the opponent's playing and all that kind of stuff. It's like, how do you set up your tier board turn 1 against a deck like this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see what Fuji can come up with. So,
if anyone's going to be able to do it, it's Fuji. He'll figure something out.
Yeah. So he really is playing Spright Runics?
Yeah, he is. We actually had 4 or 5 people on this list today, and it looked super capable. Obviously, you know, winning with Tearlament is big, but one thing that I've been testing, at least in Adventure Spright, is playing like Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion to just get a 2 that's potentially a tuner that like doesn't use your normal. And same thing here, except you get to play 14 copies of Instant Fusion, since any of your quick plays can flex into Hugin.
Wow, okay. So I haven't seen any of this really in action, but yeah, I guess there is like a level 2, which
Yep,
you have just so many copies of, so that's definitely some synergy.
and it's always in the EMZ because that's what the spells mandate, and for that reason, like it just makes a really big, gigantic every time.
What was like the best runic version in OCG? Like, what were people playing?
Anyone who has told you that runic had a bunch of tops in the OCG is just lying to you. It did okay at some locals.
Okay, right. Because I'm pretty sure that deck was literally just running like 40 spell cards, right?
Yeah. But here it has the best runic card ever printed, which is, of course, Mystic Mine.
Amazing.
The other decks that we have in top 8 that we're not getting to watch are Your Cheese on Tearlament. They are playing against a Turbo Mine runic build, which is not playing Spright. It is just trying to mine you out. Just heads up normal Spright versus Rika. And the other one we aren't seeing is Spright versus Branded Tearlament. So shocking that pretty much all of the one-of decks, you know, the Mathmex, the Fluanderises, they have all crapped the bed and are now out of contention. And now we're just doing Spright versus Tearlament versus Mystic Mine.
Interesting that Spright is still the sounds like the dominant force here. I'm curious what kind of builds people are going with Spright. It'd be interesting if people have like gone back to hand traps, or if they like never left it, or if they're on board breakers. Because yeah, I think when you have like 20 flex spots in your deck, you have a lot of room for adapting. And I just don't really know what you do in terms of adapting right now. You know, I love like Talents, for example. That card is just incredible. I've always loved it. But in a game, in a format like this, like I don't know, like
no, and it changes so much week to week too.
Yeah, exactly. Yu-Gi-Oh is just such a fast game, even just like the way the meta evolves and stuff like that. You know,
so this is pretty interesting. You actually get to do a if you want and have elf in the extra, you could do kind of a cosplay of a Spright where you get to make like Toad recur Toad with elf. Looks like Mount Fuji doesn't have room for that and isn't doing it, but this is a good way to beat mine. This is a good way to lose the game immediately as Dark Ruler.
Main deck going first, going second, sorry, with the Dark Ruler here.
Sick. All right, point time. We are going to use point to search. So each one of the runic cards has 2 effects. It has the ability to summon to an EMZ. That can trade for either the continuous runic card or the field spell. And it also has a secondary effect. Tips is to just search one. So we're just going to go ahead and search the field spell here. And then I imagine we'll be activating.
This card's really good. It's like this is their like draw 3 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's their Spellbook of Judgment. Whenever you get a Mist Rune into rotation, you can shuffle any number of them. I think up to 3 back into the deck and then draw that many cards. So here we're going to go for 2. We can also trigger Hugin here to get the field spell from deck if we want, because that field spell effect to draw is a soft once per turn. I have no idea why this is.
Oh, wow.
Meta Noise, pretty good here, is able to tuck this down from the EMZ and means that it is going to be impossible to get into Elf and difficult to get into Gigantic, but Quantal will have a couple of draws to see what they find to get out of this.
Yeah, Bookman in the EMZ is like one of the strongest plays you can do, I feel, right? Because I think everything summons to the EMZ in this deck.
Yeah, no, it's Meta Noise in this deck specifically, or against this deck specifically, is just so good because all the runics do specify you have to summon it to the EMZ. So it's just a choke point that like normal Spright just doesn't have.
Okay, feels like pre-Master Rule 5 changes versus a Link deck, I guess.
And we get to go Dragus Depelia. We get to use Perlino here to pop the Spring, but it doesn't really matter because we added another one.
Activate a runic target 3, placement bomb and then draw the same number of cards.
That's insane.
Wow.
I'm
Driller again. Oh no!
It's all 3 Dark Ruler. Look at this.
Oh, it's a blind starter.
Okay, so we can't get to Elf here.
Are we locked into anything?
Not
just
yet.
rank 2s now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we can do from here. How much of a we can't Zeus,
smashes?
of course. I don't know how much we set up here.
Do we open
Light
blue?
Smashers.
We must have, right? Yeah, there it is.
Wow. Not bad.
Not bad at all. I think Mount Fuji is probably hoping that this back row contests the Gigantic, but with the carrot in hand, now it's like really crusty because you special the carrot and then you go Gigantic and then like... No, that's actually not even that good. That's something that I need to cure myself of.
Yeah, you need like another dude at that point.
Yeah, so here's carrot.
Does this deck like need its normal summon? Do you play a normal summon?
Oh,
damn. Oh, discarding freaking Galaxy Cyclone.
Oh, that's a decent one. That is a decent one.
Wow, both these players have opened really, really good here.
Yeah, yeah. They did have another one. They had red. Yeah. They can go Gigantic and just jam it. So this is what we saw all tournament is that this deck does not play a normal. So what you do is you just get Gigantic for swap, you send Ronin, and then you just normal the swap.
Okay. Yep, there it is.
We can actually...
this is one of the biggest weaknesses of Splight, though. It's like, how are you clearing this stuff?
You know what would
kind of like
really funny? Oh, you mean the stuff that the Tearlament player has?
Yeah, like your opponent just has like all of these like guys, and your strongest play is usually Zeus, but if you have to go with starter, then that's not ever really going to happen.
Well, it's never going to happen in this deck anyway, just because the Mistrune cards lock you from your battle phase.
Ah, okay, so not even a battle phase with the runics. Interesting. Okay, well, do you just like put up like Toad and pass? That's not very good, right?
No, yeah, that's definitely not enough.
Yeah.
Did VW lose? Yes, chat. Sadly, VW did lose. Who could have expected?
Okay, looks like we are just gonna go Toad in a Dream. Can't even you can't even clear anything.
No, yeah. Have to go battle here. We saw many people screwing this up. Make sure to call people on it. They have to declare going to battle so that it skips it.
Okay, so that's like the gimmick with Mr. Rune is that you can't enter your battle phase, but yeah, you can get, I suppose, sharked on that technically. Anyway, what? Yeah, I mean, like, what did you do?
just go to combat here, right? You just win the game. Does this deck? How does this deck out? Switch Garua to attack position.
XD. Anyways. All right, let's see if we make sure that we remember that there's a monster set in the EMZ here for the chump block.
That's the Link Haribo special.
This is just game on board, right? Like the Garuda alone does like 4,000.
Yeah, we do 1,000 here, 1,000. Oh, right, we do know the smashers actually.
Is that enough? Can you banish your face down level too? Or does it have to be a Spright card?
We're gonna find out.
Banish the Spright card from your hand or grave. Banish level rank 2 you control. I actually don't know if you can banish your face downs. I assume not, since a face down doesn't have a level.
They get the Dragon
Yeah, I have to go for
Stapelia here.
gigantic.
400 plus 4,000. That's a lot.
Is there really no way to kill here?
I mean, even if there's not, we know the hand is Fountain of the Mist Rune plus Swap Frog. Like, I feel like you're fine.
Wait, so can Fountain just mulligan the grave next turn and then just draw like 4?
Well, we got to find a quick play. And also, there are none in grave, so it'll be difficult.
Yeah, I don't think Dark Ruler does anything. Oh, of course, yeah, we still have the...
Oh.
Yeah, we have the Toad anyway. What does this do then?
Are we making what? Shooting Riser to send snow or something?
Surely not. This doesn't feel like there's much room for like synchro plays in this deck, right? I mean, I don't know. Do you like go? Is there like Hulk combos? Dark, okay.
Dark to put Toad.
Putting the Toad
to put the Toad back so we can summon it again off Bahamut.
That's pretty neat.
What does Dark get here? There's a blue engrave. Yeah. Blue in the Bahamut and the Dark for Apo. Let's see it. Just like.
Yep.
Oh shit!
Oh,
no,
curious.
I was just curious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue being a thunder is so nice. It just feels so good. And Garua getting to draw when you link someone with it just feels so nice.
Yeah.
How do people
really
stand
strong?
this?
We dumping snow. We are dumping snow.
Yeah. Oh, we dumping snow.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ! You want to? Can we go? Griffin reset the Super Poly.
Do we play? Does Fuji play Window?
Fuji does play Winda. Yeah, we saw it last game. Yeah, there's like a beast in here.
Garura's peak TCG design.
Oh yeah, it is definitely a card that no one with like functioning brain cells could have come up with. You
guys are definitely using this card for polymerization, right?
Yeah.
That's how you're making that card.
This will make branded in red slightly better.
Quanto, can you do everyone a favor and scoop, please?
No, he's unfortunately he's got outs. What if he draws Mystic Mine?
There's a Galaxy Cyclone in the grave.
Yeah, but you know he gets a turn.
I guess. I can top an out, sadly.
Well, okay, let's speculate. What's Quantal's out? Do you think?
I mean, all the
yes,
drillers.
One of the 3 Dark Rulers in grave.
Yeah, that's all I could think of. His hand would have to be like mine field barrier. I don't even know. Like,
we know the hand. It's swap plus the Mistrid field.
Yeah.
I think did he pitch the Mistrid field for something at some point? Man is actually playing Apo. Holy guacamole.
Yeah, I think you play Apo in this version.
God, this is so sick. I love this deck so much. Oh, we're still going. We are
still going.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Fuck it.
I guess we're trying to make a reader, probably.
I'm also scoping their deck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Quantal. Here, I'll just reveal the contents of Mount Fuji's deck to you. They're playing a deck called Branded Tearlament. You haven't seen any Branded Fusions. There's like 4 in here. They're all at the bottom. They're clumped the same way the Dark Rulers are. I bet we just don't activate it. So like the cards in Quantal's hand are so poopy. Like who would care?
Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna use snow then, I suppose. Put that under the redoer.
What if instead of redoer we make like Baguska? How funny would that be?
You turn off your Toad, but I mean, I guess you have a Polo if you really want.
What could he be playing that's funny? What if he's playing Tornado Dragon?
Giant hand.
Also, I'm
Remember back when like
starving.
people played Giant Hand and Telenite, and it was like a
Yeah.
prize card?
Yep. The $2,000 special. Quantal says, "Please hurry up," as he sits in an unwinnable game.
As he chooses to not skip. Okay, do we go second again, or what do we think? See, I hate decks like this where you only really win going second is if you draw like specific non-engine cards. Like I need like my Blowout, Mind Driller, Super Poly, Evenly, whatever it is that I might be running. Like, admittedly, if you build a go second deck, it's going to have a lot of those Blowout go second cards. But a lot of the time, you're going to require like drawing multiples of them to really like crack a board like that. You know, like you're gonna need like Driller to like turn everything off, and then you're gonna need like full combo plus like whatever else to turn off you know, the other cards that they have that Dart really doesn't deal with, like like back row or like hand traps against other decks. So
Right.
it's kind of yeah, it's a bit frustrating right now. Be curious to see how the format develops and how things like evolve and stuff, because things have been shaken up a lot. We've only really had like one major event. Another one is happening this weekend, not including, of course, the prestigious CSM.
I was going to say, we're literally casting a major event right
Yeah.
now. Would
And
you
then, of course, like
trust...
Runic is being thrown into the mix as well. So
I would say that
this
the
is like,
outcome of this matters more than YCS Rio for sure.
I mean, definitely, right? Like, I mean, come on, like Team Sam or Triff is about to top that event. Like, you know, what's going on? Like, funnily enough, I think it's Triff versus Sam for Top Cut. For the bubble match.
There's literally like 5 people at this event. This is just a local. This is you know what this is I know the IRS watches my stream. Please investigate these individuals. This shit is getting written off as a business expense. Bro, we had to playtest in front of Christ the Redeemer. Let's draw some cards. So this is what the deck gets to do. It just gets to cycle its hand before it goes for the 2. We have started now with a 2 on field without having to expend a card in hand. And also, we did not find a second 2. Nice deck. Really good deck. Excellent deck.
That can be good. I assume you want to go first. Draw. Go Gigantic Toad. Make like what? Elf Toad and back row? Here come the dangers. Setting first.
Yeah, whatever that is. I don't want to know. Ooh. Decent hit.
That's good. We triggering it? Yes, we are.
Called by. That's not bad. All right, 1 down.
I feel like there's definitely some more gas back there.
Okay, and we can afterwards
Did
destruction.
we just activate that from the hand?
Yeah, so the field spell lets you do that. It was deck dev. Ooh, good
Ooh.
banishes there. Really good banishes. The Jackalope there.
Interesting. Kept in deck dev going second.
Now, I imagine that you're not expecting to get OTK'd here.
Maybe. I'm not sure on that, but
that was maybe the best
uh,
Sheeran I've ever seen.
Wait, was that like every card
that was one
hittable?
Sheeran.
That's just every name. What?
They missed Havness. Oh my god,
I hate this deck.
Wow! This is the sound of a lottery machine. Blah, 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 blah. It was
So
Pitch Beast. Oh god, we get to send the Salic 2 off the Rhino Heart. Oh man.
That would bro. Okay, well, I really wanted to see this deck in action as well, but it looks like we're just dying.
Is this a train wreck stream? Folks, do not gamble against Mount Fuji. You will lose. Anyway, this stream is sponsored by
The house always wins. Okay, so should be able to navigate quite easily through a game here. Now it's time to play with ourselves. Is there anything back there that we know? I was hoping for like a really clutch like board wipe of sorts. It's coming.
Fuji kind of is getting it twisted. I'm not going to lie. Do we have Curious yet? Yes, we do. We can make him dark. Nope, we don't, because Nessie's an Aqua. What the hell? What? Since when?
The Aqua is like really relevant. There you go.
Yeah, because you could use
That's
it to
why.
do this, make Kit Kalos.
Yeah. It's really funny.
All right, we got another
Right
one.
here.
We got another one.
What is this? Freezing Curse.
We'll negate the
it.
effects. We get to draw 2 off the field spell.
All right, what is it with Konami just reprinting Sky Striker like every couple of
It's
sets? Like, I'm
awesome.
sorry, like what is this?
I just love
Like,
to play against Sky. They were like, people are miss playing against this very fun and cool deck.
these
Hit
are
the
just
Destrudo
striker
here.
cards. Isn't there like another deck that has like really similar? Yeah, freaking
Magical
the new
Musketeer.
furry deck. No.
Oh, Puri.
Shut up.
Yep.
Yeah, the Lapuri Fury or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
they just made an archetype of ace monsters. Like, they just keep reprinting Striker. I noticed. Like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I mean Striker apparently is like the most popular deck ever fucking conceived of in Japan. Like, they love that.
Okay, Cosmic. We were that scared of floodgates. That makes sense.
It is a tried and true popular archetype, and the gameplay is clearly the reason. Yeah, the Striker gameplay.
I just love it. The problem is actually it's a little too interesting.
Striker is too interesting.
That's why they made Runic, right?
Yeah. How else can we adapt Ray? I think that's what the deck's missing. It's missing like a Ray, which is why I like the EV deck. They just made Ray, but as a furry and with multiple different forms.
Oh,
Can you really ask
EV
for better,
is
honestly?
so cute.
Who would have thought 15-year-old girl archetype would be popular in Japan? Actually, sir, she's 13. Please get it correct.
Well, no.
Canonically correct.
That's literally not true. That's the best possible draw off of Spring, but you know, all these are hard once per turns, so we get to destroy the Bahamut Shark at res here.
I think Farfa doesn't know what a furry is. Literally anything with fur is a furry.
What?
That's as far as my
the
definition
spice!
goes. That's all that matters.
We've banished the spice off the top of the deck.
What's the spice?
It's a Goki pole.
Joseph, did you watch any deck profiles from from Euros?
Listen, just because people found it doesn't mean that it isn't spicy.
True.
Goki pole is not spice.
It's oh, this is in game. And enough disruption here. Okay, maybe we can claw our way out of this. All right, what is this thing when it goes to the grave? Just recycles itself.
Yeah, it's a Madolche.
The Mayo's too, but well, I mean, listen, we are talking to Joseph here, chat. Hey. So got a little bit of barbecue sauce on this, so it's like woo, flaming hot.
We opened double tip. Wow. Okay. Tip here is gonna draw anything. Doesn't matter what we get. Literally anything. Well, that was a pretty weak start, but those draws off point were, or off of Spring were maybe good enough. We get to Spring for 3 here.
1, 2, 3. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
God. That animation when it just comes down, you see that draw 3 there. Oh god damn, so beautiful.
Less soft once per turn. Okay, we knew that one was in the hand.
All right. I think we've been watching this match for like 20 minutes now, and I feel like I still haven't really seen a win condition, so it's coming.
No, it's on the way. So we can make the 2 at any point. I mean, the win condition, I think, is probably ducking them out.
I mean, it's not like such a really lackluster win condition pull side.
Yeah.
I think like you'd have to really like hope that people aren't prepared, which is like, I mean, how do you deck out? Like mine, right? Like that's how you're doing it?
Oh no, each one of these runic cards also banishes cards off the top of the deck.
I mean, yeah. So like,
you just like get 4 of them off.
Sure, but like you have to like wait a few turns, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And is it usually like under mine?
No, I mean after like on the next turn, Mount Fuji is just gonna have less gas in the tank, right? He's like missing a whole bunch of stuff in the main deck.
Okay. So is that like the win con? Like try and brick your opponent's engine so that they just don't. I don't know.
So that they can't break a Spright board, right? I don't think that's too outlandish.
Am I just not getting it, chat, or is this deck just really underwhelming? Like, it just feels really underwhelming to me. I don't know.
You've just never played Magic the Gathering. This is a Magic the Gathering deck that accidentally made it in here.
Like, I could just be not giving it enough respect right now, but it just doesn't feel like very impressive watching this.
I'm impressed.
Thanks
Did you
to your
see the
runic
board
things
that
you do.
Quantal ended turn 1 with what? Defense position Hugin set 3, and now is about to beat this insanely high roll hand.
I just wouldn't get it. True. The deck sucks, but you also don't get it. Okay. It's just land pass. It's like watching a Magic deck.
It's like lands, yeah. We're
Every
waiting on
card is like
Tabernacle
a
here.
land. Okay.
Froge.
Imagine BA, but your opponent banished all your Seers and Skarms. Ha. Well, good thing I play Kagana and Alish. When do I tap my field? Oh boy. What are the what do you call them in Magic? The lands that are like not racist.
What?
What are they called? There's a name.
What on earth are you talking about?
The ones that don't have a color.
Wastes?
Like, isn't there? Don't you have like lands that are all terraforming or some bullshit? Wastes, colorless. You can just tap. You can tap them for anything. I think, right? I don't see color. Yeah, literally like liberal white person.
Oh, they have like that's like City of
Fetch
Brass.
lands. That's the one. I think. The fetch lands don't need a color, right? Is that how it works?
No, I mean not remotely. But they are not racist. That's a good point. All right. Dark Ruler here. Normal snow.
Fetch lands gets you a basic land. What's a fetch land? It's just like a terraforming, right?
Yeah, but so different lands search different kinds of lands from the deck.
Okay, and isn't like one of the most broken lands in Magic a land that doesn't have a color?
Like City of Brass or like Gemstone Caverns. There's a couple of them like that, and they're all used in silly ass combo decks.
Yeah, because like if you could you can use them as any color, right? That's like the advantage.
Yeah.
Does that have a name, or is that not a thing?
No, I mean
it's the I don't see color lands. Right?
Yeah, it's the I don't see color lands. I have some news. Lay it on me, Rebby. What you got?
Okay, guys, you're just saying like a bunch of random Magic terms that I'm pretty sure aren't relevant. Like you guys are about to hit me with the trample lands and shit.
Tear and Spright have made it into top 4. You are fucking with me.
No way.
Oh my god, what a day to be playing Rogue. All right, so we have now taken control of this game. The Runic player is going to win over the next 15 turns as we take the remainder of the cards off of Mount Fuji's deck.
Okay, so like from what I've gathered watching this is that the Splight cards are good and the Runic cards aren't.
The Runic cards literally won this game.
Did they though? I don't know. Did they? Chat, what do you think?
What do you think? Criticism. They did draw many cards. Many cards were drawn.
Yeah, I suppose the graceful every turn.
Battle phase. How they haven't activated a Runic card in a turn and a half.
Okay, so the longer we left the Runic cards away, the less cards our opponent had, and the lower their life points. Got it. Noted. Okay, Runic's good. Noted. Oh, we're going Pixie?
No, we're getting
carried. Oh, no. Unlucky. All right, well, I guess that should wrap it up. I don't think you can really come back from this situation. Okay, don't just tag me to say Joel. Shut up, chat. I preferred it when like the guy was like, "Idiot, that's not what a land is." Like at least that was like that guy had some spunk behind him.
Was he wrong? You know.
Hey, spinning fish. Okay, great.
Okay, we got Havness. And we ain't gonna be having this. It's red time, baby.
Ain't gonna be having this.
All right, we have made it to game 3. This is going to be a strange one.
Game
Mount
time.
Fuji has got a lot of auto win cards in the board. The Eradicator Epidemic Viruses. We saw Deck Dev. There's Floodgates in here. Quantal loves going second. Can't get enough of it. Mystic Mine, Lightning Storm. I don't
Can
know.
you like do
attack?
anything against Eradicator with Runic?
Yeah, you can
Can you
like
just like
call
can you
a
just like
judge.
chain 5 spells? Does that like do anything?
No.
Is it okay? Unlucky. You can scoop.
I mean, I guess theoretically the field spell activates on a new chain, so you could still draw. The problem is that the field spell is a spell.
So you can't go like Eradicator standby, chain tip, add field spell. It would still destroy the searched field spell, right?
Yeah, well, if you have like a field spell and they go Eradicator, in a world where Eradicator didn't search the field spell, you could chain a bunch together and then trigger the field spell, but it will because it's a spell.
Right.
Well, let's see what we got.
Tearlament is like really good at going first in a situation like this. Pull side, you have so many tools that just give you access to these broken combos just because like Curious is a card.
Yeah.
And well, I do not like Runic. Doesn't put up 200 negates, so it's bad.
True.
What do you think of me? Like you're talking to a BA main here. Like, what are you saying? Like
these
trying to
people...
criticize me for being like a combo player, buddy. I've been playing BA for 8 years. Like, there is no combos. Okay, like what's that new freaking Apollosa rank 3 that came out? That's like really shit. That needs 3. Yeah, that's my best end board. That and a set Wind Blast. Like, shut up.
I was gonna say they saw you play Adamantipator for 2 months in the middle of COVID, and they were like, "That's the combo player."
That's him. Yep.
All right, that's pretty sick. Mothman Pitch Hoff. We've got a card set, and I imagine if we wanted to set something before we fired off a danger, it's pretty high impact. I struggle to think what that is if it's not like exactly Eradicator.
Did we see him playing Eradicator? He had Deck Dev, but I don't know if we saw Eradicator, did we?
We may not have seen Fuji on it, but it's pretty common, especially if you're playing Deck Dev. I imagine you're on it.
Yeah.
The other thing that kind of screws up this deck, big surprise, is Anti-Spell. But it screws it up in a weird way. They can still activate all their runic stuff in the same chain as soon as you fire it, plus starter, but they can't set the field spell, which prevents them from like ever getting back into the game.
Yeah. And surviving an extra turn against Tearlament could be proven to be quite rough.
Going Shaylin here. Who we losing? Ooh, we hit the Goki pole. Let's go. Mothman.
So the question here is, did we draw like an all-important trap card that helps us essentially auto-win this matchup, or are we going to have to try like set up some sort of like Curious line to get into it?
We might as well, like, we could do both. All right. Kid Kalos here, Rhino Heart here. Oh, man, that was some good ones. Deck Dev, Solemn. We saw the Solemns last game. Boy, they really came in handy.
Yeah, against the Mathmech player, just being able to just stop like any big link play they go for essentially depletes. It's just such a huge choke point. I don't think there's any like super major choke points against Mr. Rune. It really is just like, can we get to Eradicator? Or I guess if they try and make a board, then you have the Deck Dev for the 2s. That's quite strong. Mr. Who?
Yes,
Mr.
chat. Runic. Merly here.
This is the Lopter archetype, right?
Yeah, well, we actually don't have confirmation, but the guy who is on Deceit looks like Lopter.
I think it's like very explicitly Lopter, isn't it? Like, even like the threading in his robe or some shit is Lopter, correct, chat?
That's a dire question.
It's a dire question. Basically, I think it is.
Looks like we are still making Dragostapelia. Oh no, we're making Garua. Oh, we do have the Curious
line. Pay these
okay.
prices for these doo-doo cards. How much is Mr. Rune expensive?
Yeah, the Rune
I assume the field spell's like a
$30.
secret. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're going Muddragon here. Muddragon's just so cool in these Curious decks. He's just so flexible.
Why do you keep roasting my deck? I'm sorry.
Like
It's just not tier danger. What can I
he
say?
can be a dark worm if you need to get to Curious. He can be a water guy if you need to make a toad. He's just unbelievably strong.
Only playables in a terrible pack. Hey, come on. Did we watch the same Labyrinth game, guys? Come
Oh
on.
yeah, yeah. Come on, Compulse is good. All right, there
How many
is.
times have we seen Compulse resolve today and it was clutch? Come on.
Let's get a rare emote here. Um, can we get some Curiouses spammed in the chat?
Um,
Ah,
I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm feeling like this card's nearing the end of its lifespan.
this guy is not making it out. He is not making it.
Ah, I don't know. What do we think? Like, I don't see this guy surviving the next list potentially.
I hope the next list is like, hi everyone, I'm Bob Konami, and I would like to say we're
Do
sorry.
you do
Snow is going back to banning.
do you do ban list predictions? I can't remember if you do. You don't really. You just do like ban list like
Yeah. I
whatever
think
the
I'm
hell.
gonna do one this time that's just like a wish list, and it's like, yeah, I really only want like one card banned. But I want like 40 cards banned just for the health of the thing. Like, I don't think banning Mystic Mine changes what the top two decks are, but it changes how I feel about the games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um. Oh, come on, chat. Not Snow again. Stop. Snow's fine. I like Snow.
No, absolutely not. Get her out of here. Snow is the problem, PogChamp. Dim Barrier. Holy guacamole, that's so good against this build. You just call Fusion. Foolish. The set card was foolish. Kept foolish that long. Said, whatever I don't hit, I'll put in there.
Held it for that long for the Snow, it looks like. Okay. Dim barrier against this, then what do you call? Like
Fusion.
fusion, and then is that so I assume that just turns off every Mr. Rune, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go for deck? Oh no, we're
Oh,
gonna go for judgment.
wow. We took Judgment.
Okay.
Oh, that's... I gotta tell you, that's really nice. I was like, I know he has another Floodgate, and the Judgment is just protection. Show me the anti-spell.
Alright, if that's anti-spell on the
Yep.
draw.
Yeah!
Bleh.
I love... Fuji is great. He's
There
so
it
good.
is. That's 2 negates to protect the anti-spell, by the way. Didn't have to curious it or anything, we just hard drew it.
We're just
All
going to
right.
try and chain a bunch of these together. It's not even good. Like, these cards suck if you're activating them for their normal effect. Special from extra. Whoa, you let him do that. That card can't activate its effect. No, it's
Oh
fine.
wow. See, for a moment I was like, is that really worth judging? But I think the powerful thing about this is that Judgment is spell speed 3, so it pretty much immediately ends the chain.
Yeah, so they wouldn't be able to chain like a whole bunch more together. That's really
Yeah.
smart. It's just the capstone.
So the only play that loses to is specifically reboot.
Yeah. That's so clever.
Which-
Wow, that is really clever.
Mm.
Ugh, this is why Mount Fuji is the greatest there is.
Swap Frog coming down here. Still have the Toad to gate if we need to.
Can we even afford to activate the effect? Like,
Yeah, I think like you kind of can't activate the effect and hope that there's a bunch of Splight names in your hand, because that's the only way you're getting to play this turn is if you have a lot of Splight names. So yeah, that is exactly what's going to happen. Normal, no effect, so that we don't give our opponent a chance to remove level 2s from the field.
ugh, this is
And I
rough. Special
guess-
jet to this zone is like the only scenario where we can activate the effect, but what are you going to get with jet? A card you can't activate because of anti-spell? Like, blarch.
Yeah, I think you have to like get Smashers and then just set and wait to deal
Wait
with
an
anti-spell.
entire
It's like,
turn cycle?
yeah, it's really grim. Okay, calling to Nightmare Phoenix.
Yeah, that shit is
We don't
not
have a
going to
way-
resolve.
Yeah, we don't have a way to chain block this.
What?
Yeah, we're just not going to activate the effect. Okay, interesting.
Well,
Set field, step back row.
hmm.
I mean, what can you do? Like, it's just you're playing spell deck against anti-spell. Like, you just what can you do?
We're
Like,
cool. We're cool. The Phoenix is immune to battle destruction, so we're cool.
yeah, that's it could buy you a couple turns if we can't find a way to stop that. Not a lot of resources available to tier, I hear, I suppose, other than the snow. So,
There is
like,
no not going to activate that effect here. Nothing can be done against Griffin's effect. Chat, please look at the arrows on Griffin.
so what do we do here? Like, sacrifice Griffin so that we can clear Phoenix?
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna collate our own Phoenix. That's great.
Woo!
All right. Clearing our own Toad away, I suppose we don't really feel like we need to care about it. Yeah, and getting rid of the back row here.
It was Smashers.
Yeah, it's the Smashers. That's like the only way you have to deal with the anti-spell, so getting rid of it now is crazy.
Normal Rhino Heart effect. We have a Link Arrow that we can even make a guy at. Do we have Kaleido here? Kaleido access? Yeah, probably.
Oh, this is so rough. And the field spell as well. So,
Chad, do you think that field spell is the runic field spell or mine? Place your bets.
I feel like these games could be so much more interesting if like we weren't floodgating each other, but whatever.
Oh, we're going for Kaleido. We're just or Kit Kalos rather. We're just doing a little Kit Kalosing. Oh, we're eating the field spell. What is it? Will chat be rewarded? CL3 Snow.
It's funny as well because like if you really want to activate a spell, you can just banish your own anti-spell here.
Yeah.
Like it's like floodgates have such ridiculously powerful synergy in Tearlament. Just turn it off whenever you want.
It was runic. So here we're just banishing our own Griffin so that we don't have to worry about the effect lock anymore, and we don't have to worry about the battle protection, and we can just kill him.
Yeah. Still don't really understand how this deck like kills. A lot of people don't play access codes, so it's usually just a lot of big fusion monsters, and you're good. How does the field spell boost work in this? Is it just like a flat 500?
Yeah, it's if you got a guy, then all fusion monsters and all Tearlaments get 500. Oh my goodness gracious, Zephyros the Elite.
All right, we can link off here. We can Zephyros bounce the anti-spell for fun. 14 banish cards is a lot for Zeraboros.
Kit Kalos, Kaleido Heart, the 2 become the 1.
And there it is. Fuji
was...
advancing to the final, top 4.
Top 4. He really made that look quite easy. People have been having trouble with this deck all day, and he was like, I'll just set anti-spell, fuck it.
Yeah.
But that's what this deck does in this day and age, and that's why you will be seeing him in top 4. That was unsurprisingly the last one we were waiting on, so we're going to just hop over to the BRB screen, and we will be right back. Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and it is time for the top 4 of the August 2022 Chalislime Monthly. I'm joined once again by co-commentator Farfa Yu-Gi-Oh! How are you doing here today, Farfa?
I'm just happy to see the MBT viewers sticking to the meta.
Yeah,
that's really what I want here. Yeah. No synchrons in top 4 or anything, you know, just good old noodle soup in terms of Spright and Tear.
True, true. I will say that this is, by a large margin, the most competitive top 4 that the Chalislime Monthly has ever had. It's 4 individuals who have all won a Chalislime Monthly, and they are all playing either Spright or Tearlament. We just watched Mount Fuji, so we're gonna give him a minute to himself. But we are gonna watch Lilypod play against Your Cheese, and oh goodness, I'm excited to see how this one turns out.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what other type of builds people are playing. I'm hoping that we've adapted a little bit more than just here's a bunch of board breakers or here's a bunch of dangers. See what people come up with here. So
Mm-hmm.
here
All
we
right, game
go,
plan
ladies and
now.
gentlemen. 45 versus 40.
45.
45
Ugh.
seems to be like a popular number for combo decks recently. Nimble
Ooh.
Beaver.
Wow. Ooh, sheesh. All right, I'm going to look up Lilypod's list. I really do not like the
Oh.
Nimbles.
Okay, here it is. Here it is. All right. Are we going to just play on the opponent's turn here?
Oh!
Oh,
Three good
Gizmek
ones! Three really good ones. Ding, ding, ding,
Gizmek
ding, ding, ding,
and the
ding.
field spell. Ding, ding, ding. This isn't quite the royal flush, but it is strong.
Can we see a doll in hand? No, okay, good. We do need to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
All right, you're gonna go kick Kalos. Kick Kalos can then special or dump something or search here.
Yeah.
So
So
the
Nimbles. I mean, how do you feel about these?
yeah, so the logic behind your normal summon and Splight usually just comes down to like, do you want to play Tuner? Is basically it. Deep Sea Diva is usually like the better one because you can go for Hulk. Hulk can get a hand trap and then you can bounce it. A lot of people not really opting to do that kind of play. Hand traps aren't
Yeah.
very good right
Well,
now.
and
So
that's so high investment for a card that honestly doesn't trade very
oh, we're
often.
playing the Econ.
Yes, but
Nice.
we are seeing a really sick include. If you're playing the Nimbles, you're doing so because this Econ is so absolutely good. Oh wow, that's a sick one. I love seeing this card. I think it is so good. Obviously, at dodging stuff, it's so good in the mirror. It has so many applications versus tier. Uh, just a really insane piece of removal right now. A lot of the same theory as like Book of Moon in Fluanderies, except the card is actually good and being played in a deck that has plays.
Yeah, it's really oh wow, we had the starter follow up. That's
Sheesh,
crazy.
it's decent.
Because Tapelia is so strong on the opponent's turn, triggered off Halfness, reduce the level, clear one, um, and we still had the starter anyway. So, but yeah, Econ is like really amazing because it, deals with everything that you just mentioned. Also gets through hand traps like Imperm and Veiler. So if your opponent has a board and they hand trap you, you can like dodge it to resolve your Beaver and take a guy. So that's like really good. We have all the gas here though, all the extenders to play through this.
Yeah. I'd have to check, but I'd imagine that Lilypod is also on a Nimble Angler, which is just sometimes you have hands and you're just like, thank God I'm playing Nimble Angler. And then sometimes you draw a bunch of them and you go, I am never playing Nimble Angler again.
Angler is weird. It's like really good when it's good, and then other times it's just it feels like a complete brick. But yeah, the typical logic with the normal summon is there's just like the niche added interaction that Nimble Beaver can special from the grave as well as the deck. So Diva technically runs out of gas in a grind game because there's only so many
Right.
what's it called you can play. But because if you don't need the tuner access, then you're fine to just play the beavers because it summons from grave.
Okay, gigantic time. And I imagine we'll be getting Swap Frog here. There he is. So, how do you feel about a hypothetical list where Swap Frog gets hit, like limited or something?
Getting hit, ah, God. Imagine just like that card being the one that gets hit after like freaking 10 years or whatever it is.
He's
Who
been in
really
how
knows?
many FTKs? Like a dozen.
Yeah, I feel like okay. So the thing is, like with the new decks, I don't think they're gonna be hit directly.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you would have to look at like the peripheral engines. Things like Dangerous, things like Curious, things like the Frogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know. Like, I feel like it's just like mine is like the biggest issue with Splight. Like, it's a strong deck. It's good.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, yeah.
there's a world where Toad maybe takes the hit.
So I'm looking at Lily Pod's deck, and ooh, that's a good one. She is playing a very cool engine that we actually saw in Swiss that includes the Trickstar Light Stage to grab Lilybell as a special summonable 2 that also turns off a piece of back row. I think this is a sick tech.
Yeah, I think Josh was the one who popularized this at Euros because you're able to get a body onto the field through your normal summon, and going second, the logic was that it baits smashers.
Yep.
So you can free smashers and get a body on the board. They're essentially forced to just use it immediately.
Going for the smashers here, by the way. Boy, is that a really good target for smashers.
Not bad.
Sheesh, chat. Everyone's like, Joseph, did you watch Euros? The cool stuff that emerged from Euros is what I'm talking about, chat. Sheesh.
No, it's the I think Chalislime is what innovated it, and
That's
it's a good
actually
thing
true.
that if you guys are Patreons to MBT Yu-Gi-Oh, you're able to get access to these tournaments first, and all of the sweet tech that was
true.
created here by Your Cheese, such as the Trickstar engine.
You know, Your Cheese isn't playing. Your Cheese is on Danger Tearlament. Although I should mention that Your Cheese didn't invent the concept of playing the Dangers in Tearlament.
Sometimes like people come up with these theories that they were the like patient zero of whatever combo or interaction, and it's like, wait, hang on. So your graveyard deck decided to play Dangers.
That's crazy.
That was a real secret you kept for us. Or like when people, I think there was some guy I non-ironically read in a YouTube comment section was like, well, I first came up with the Halcoridon lines, and it's like, wait, hang on. So you summoned the machine from your deck, and then made a Link 3 machine.
The 001 line?
Hang on.
I legitimately know the person who invented that.
You can't invent that stuff.
Yes, you can. Didn't
I feel
OCG had that for years, and no one ever read a Deskbot. It was me, yeah. I invented it.
I can confidently say I was patient zero of Branded Monarch. Well done, congrats.
That is actually true. You are the first and so far only person to play that deck. They used Jet instead. Exactly. And I made it better.
I made it better.
Then you can use the Jet for the Hulk.
Oh, on that all art Bigfoot, let's go.
Ugh. Farfa, that's a week old. Didn't you watch Euros? We're playing the Yeti art out here.
Yeah, let's go. Shout outs to Vlad. Beautiful.
That was why I dropped MathMech when he told me he was like, it doesn't have it out to Bigfoot. I thought, oh shit, it doesn't. He's right.
You want the real good Labyrinth Muskets. I guess I can see the synergy there, but
yeah, like
putting two bad decks together doesn't make them better.
You get to leave the tournament and get Burger King like way earlier. Going Salic here, targeting the Toad. Sheesh, this seems like a comparatively weak open.
What, did you just ban that person? MBT mods, man.
Literal 1984, George Orwin, 1969.
1969, the year of censorship. All right, we got the Salic coming down here to... That's the negate one, I believe, right? Is it, chat? Oh, I'm surprised we haven't seen Crime played in this tournament.
Yeah,
is one of the...
Crime's around. Crime is around.
Oh, is it? Yeah, so one of the tier spells, tier traps, sorry, that allow you to basically deal with Dart Ruler and negate any card your opponent activates. So, nice way to protect your board. But we've been doing all kinds of other war crimes here, as we've seen from Fuji's deck, for example, with anti-spell, judgment, etc.
Yeah.
Pretty nasty.
And Lily looks like she might be advancing from this one. This is a pretty dominant first game. But that's this Tearlament deck. You know, sometimes you just don't hit them.
I mean, they did kind of hit them, right? We went like half turn one hit.
Hitting them is relative, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if your opening hand is just really good. It was Beaver Econ starter. I don't think you can really ask for a better go first hand, so see how it plays out in game 2 and 3 here. Anyone else hate the word goo? Yeah, no, I don't like imagining these like sweaty Yu-Gi-Oh nerds talking about how they've got goo. Like
I do.
I do.
I feel the do. Okay, so obviously, Euros doesn't matter because it's like a fake tournament for people who like live in, post USSR collapse nations. They're still playing with like fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards from
Yeah.
2001.
I
But
mean, what are they gonna tell us? Like the first place Belarus like profile? Like, come on.
which one of these decks do you think is going to win Niagara?
Niagara. God. I feel like if any. Well, hang on. So Niagara is
It's
literally
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. So do we think there's a ban list on Monday? That's the question.
I'm kind of hoping. I kind of got my fingers
Yeah.
crossed. I just
So
feel
if
like
we assume there's no list, I feel like Tier just has so much gas
I
and a
and
lot
it's
of
not done.
versatility.
Like I feel like the builds that we saw from Euros were very good, but like I think there's still room to like innovate. And I think, in a week we'll have Sebto in the chat being like, you're not familiar with Tearlament playing like Cap Shell main? That's like standard at this point. There's like all these crazy cards that they're gonna include now that they know they can just mill their whole deck.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping just for the sake of balance and NA Keck W, we see like just some random thing win. Because like Exorcister can just, win all the dice rolls and draw like
Shifter 8 games in a row.
Yeah, something like that, right? So we could see that happening. Please not Striker again, though. I can't handle that. I don't want to deal with that
3 in a
again.
row?
Like,
Absolutely not. I hope that there's a list and they only hit Striker. They're like, I'm sorry, we're putting a Gauge back, we're putting Snow back, Mind Band.
I mean, the best Striker hit would be Mind Band.
Yeah.
Oh God, are we? Okay, yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, we're gonna set first before we.
Spright! You're kidding me. That's so good. Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
One of those cards that well, hurts you more than it hurts me. So.
So,
Or I mean,
fun
if you
fact,
think about it,
the dangers can still trigger under Dimension Shifter. They just have to be discarded. There's some other cards in this deck that can't trigger.
Yeah, it's just a few of them. Now, admittedly, the Splight engine is pretty small. I mean, really, what is it, right? It's like, if you want to dedicate 15 Flunder cards to your side deck, you could technically smokescreen out a Splight, just saying. Okay, we're going to keep going. Again. What is this, like Redoer Pass?
Oh boy, that is a...
Orochi.
That's a good one to see in the Banish Zone if you're Lily. All right, we're going for Jackalope. We're just going to keep hitting him. Salic to the Banish Zone.
Card. What do you do here?
If you have like Nessie, you can make Curious and banish another card from your deck.
Yeah. Just go for Necroface at this point.
So we haven't normaled. We could normal make Oppo? Is that something? Huh? That doing it for you?
Sheesh. That's desperate. Dark for Oppo could work, yeah, that's true. Oppo, how good do we think Oppo is against Splight? It's pretty good. It's pretty strong, I think.
You get to stop.
I don't think it's game winning, but
yeah, it's like they normal Beaver, you negate, they special blue, you negate, they go to combat, and then you win. Yeah, I see.
Is he on Apollo? Well, I feel like any player who's running tier should be on that
There's
stuff.
Dark, Oh, we can make Appo now. We go Dark, take the Shifter. Yeah! Okay. Yeah,
I'm just here for fun, chat. Joseph doesn't actually listen to me.
Oh, I thought you were saying Dark because it needs different names or something.
Now he could shift her again.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy.
Quick, do it now.
I don't know what on earth do you do here? Yeah, what if we make IP into Avramax?
There's no way that's a play, right? Okay, gonna go IP pass. What do we make though? Surely it's not like a unicorn, right? Like it just
spin our last card.
Apollo.
No, but 2-mat Appo is so PP.
Yeah, so like we should have just went straight into it, which is... Do we just not play it?
Oh no.
Okay. Gizmex banish, so like we can't trigger Zero Boros if we want to try go for that. Don't know if we would set that much either if we had 0 Boros.
If the set card is like this set card is Spright starter, we can go 0 Boros and then Spright into the starter.
All right. See what we got here. 5-card hand contending under. Oh, we're going.
That was a threatened
battle
battle. That was a threatened battle. Oh god, do we still go for Apo? No, we have to. Yeah, we have to go 0.
For 0 Boros.
All right, we do have it, I imagine.
Unless this was just like, oh wow.
That's rough. That's rough, buddy.
That's just game. Like,
was Soul Taker the 0 Boros?
This is what I mean about like non-engine cards sometimes are just like absurd, right? This is why like Splight can just win. Like what are we doing? Like we just cleared a whole board with like 2 cards. It's insane. Like Floodgate, admittedly, from the hand, pretty ridiculous. It's like playing against Flunder. What can you really do? And then like the evenly on top of it, like that's it. It's just game over. There's nothing left now. Doesn't matter what these last 4 cards in your hand are. TT, steal those Ouroboros.
We haven't activated an effect yet, sadly.
We used Masquerade.
That was in battle.
Really, Joseph? We used Masquerade in battle.
It's called an angle shot, folks.
I wonder how much stronger IP would have been if it was any phase.
Infinitely, it would be really good.
Yeah, because then we can't do this bait battle phase nonsense. See, it was fine for Hulk, but not IP. All right. What do we have in main phase 2? We're taking a while here. We're thinking. Do we not have a lot?
I bet. You know what I bet she's thinking? I bet she's like, what if I just fucking pass? Like, what if I just pass here and then I can play the game? You know,
what's
from a
the worst that could happen if we pass?
What if I just pass? There's no way they kill me. Like, what singular card in this deck could kill me from here? They have literally nothing engraved.
Does topping Rhino Heart like kill?
Oh, probably. Yeah, that probably does kill.
Top Desires? I guess. Gizmex banished. It was banished off of the danger discards, which is unfortunate. Unless we play like multiples, like surely not, right?
Ooh, that's a good start.
Normal Ronin.
All right, good enough.
What were we thinking about? Do you know your opponent just has like combo and they just sit like scratching their head for like 5 minutes? Like, what were you thinking about? Like, what you're having for dinner tonight? If the light in the fridge is on.
I like when they say, "Sorry, this is a hard one," and then they like do full combo, and it's like, "No, it wasn't. You're lying."
Thinking through their lethal line in main phase 2. Yes, Dyer.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. You do this constantly. Yo, shut up! You're literally banned.
There's always that one person in at locals, isn't there, chat? You know the tappers. That's one of my pet peeves. I hate tappers. You guys know what tappers are?
Me.
You know what a tapper is, Joseph?
Yeah.
Are you a tapper? Please don't tell me
course.
you're a tapper.
I love tapping.
Oh no. Okay, chat. If you don't know what a tapper is, you know those people in real life, like they sit and they hand shuffle for like 5 minutes and then they like take their index finger as a pointer and they just like start tapping on random parts of their in front of their mat as if to like suggest that they're like thinking through the full line, you know? As if like tapping helps. I don't know. I hate tappers, dude.
Farfa coming out against sex. This is an anti-sex stream, chat.
Saving myself. All right, we got starter in the end phase here.
Oh, to
trigger. We're gonna use the opponent's 0 Boros to clear the board. That's hilarious. Okay.
to contest the back row.
Wow.
Actual big brain. Holy shit, that was so smart.
Had to read.
That was so smart.
Jeez. This is why you're top 4.
That was actually really smart. I can't even front. That was smart.
Okay, so how do we out 0 Boros pointing at both zones?
We just make any guy. And then We just do our combo afterwards. Oh, we can just
And here
smashers.
comes a jet. Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
we
we're
have
searching stop.
smashers. I see.
I think we searched it last turn, didn't we? So, yep. Not bad. And our opponent's on 0 cards, and it's really funny because like we have to drag it out, right? Because it's Splight. You know, they're not gonna
Right.
kill you.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Setting up Zeus?
Oh, sure. Whatever.
Okay, we're not gonna smash it.
Why
Just
would we
hate
save
this.
smashers, you know? Just take 46, no big deal.
Almost killed yourself. Was this really worth it? Was this the line?
For sure.
It's great.
Absolutely. Now we just make
Okay.
Toad.
All right. It's one flippy boy and a top deck and a dream here. This is a game. Wait. The game 1, right?
Game
Is this
2.
game 1?
Lily
Game
won
2.
game 1, so
Yeah.
if she wins here, that's it.
All right, Lily Bell. Let's see what you got.
Is there really no better 2 that makes Zeus? Well, this 2 also removes monsters on its own.
Yeah. The best 2 is like this, or like some people play like Onibaru. You can like
Onimaru's-
banish.
It's good. But
Yeah, so you
I
can
just
banish
hate it.
them also to the end phase, and then like clear the way to help you attack for Zeus. And that's like one thing you can do. I played that card. It never really came up. I think there's like, so like the logic is that you can get rid of like annoying tier monsters so that they don't trigger in the grave.
But you never
I guess
OTK, so like you do have to deal with them eventually.
Yeah. I don't know. Never really came up for me when I played it.
Yeah.
The rank 2 pool is like surprisingly versatile. There's like a good amount of tools there. There's like huge beaters with like Cat Shark, for example. There's Grave Recycles with Herald of Arclight, or is it Pure Light? I think Pure Light's the XE one. You have your Toad Omni Negate. You have your Negate with Gin Buster. There's like a wide array of like really strong rank 2s, surprisingly. I think the weakest rank pool in Yu-Gi-Oh has to be like, I want to say like 1 or 9.
Yeah, 1's really weak.
Yeah. Since VFD got banned, I don't really think there's that many good 9s.
Sleeping on Jormungandr.
Is 11 a thing?
I don't think so.
What do you do?
No, 5's got some
Talking
great
shit about
ones.
5? 5s are great.
Zenmayo, Ardreas. There's some crazy 5s.
I love Zenmayo. I freaking love Zenmayo. 13 has 1. Oh, is that like Numeronia or something?
Yeah. All right, and that's going to be it. Wow, Lily walks with an exceptionally clean 2-0. She kind of put on a clinic there, not going to lie. That was textbook. I never felt like the outcome was ever in jeopardy for her. Well, folks, this is it. After 7 grueling rounds of Swiss and 4 less grueling rounds of Top Cut, we are now in our final match. 128 contestants and 2 brain geniuses at the helm. Farfa, how are you doing?
It really is all coming down to this. Splightmare.
It all comes down to this. A wonderful mirror between 2 individuals who are legends among the Chalislime monthly community. I'm talking about Aki. I'm talking about Lilypod, and they are both playing a deck just as legendary as the pair of them. The breakout stories from this event were all about the powerful new plays available in Danger Tearlament, the unbelievable stuff that the off-meta decks could do, but at the end of the day, you know it had to end with a Spright mirror, baby! Woo!
We're not doing anything fun or cool in this deck. We're just hand trapping or activating Mind. So here we go.
All right.
Starting with
Predictions
Carrot.
up. Who's winning, baby? Spright or Spright?
I think you literally just hang on. Did you do that? Please tell me you did that. Spright.
No, I would have put their names.
Oh, no, you used their names. Oh, man. You should have flipped a coin. They would have been horribly pissed.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, these 2, this really is Joshua Schmidt, just so you all know. And Lily Leonard is, in fact, Jeff Leonard's daughter.
Yeah.
but let's see what we've got so far. This seems like a pretty normal opening. Starter and then all the names.
Yeah, we've got Effect Negate under for summon number 4. Gigantic is summon number 5 as well. Very good.
Gigantic.
Completely protected from any sort of disruption here. So, question is, what kind of builds do we have with Splight, and what are we doing with our side deck to deal with the mirror match? Splight mirror match, I don't particularly think is notorious for being a super skill-intensive game, but
Really?
it is.
I will say
Splight mirror.
I've played a fair amount of the Splight Mirror, and I think it has teeth. I mean, it's no like Dragon Ruler Mirror, but there's some stuff there.
Yeah, I think personally, I feel like the Splight mirror comes down more to deck building than
Yeah, for sure. I'd agree
anything.
with that.
Mm.
And in terms of deck building, we know that Lily's got the Dimension Shifters. We know she's got the Appointers, and we know she's got the Evenly Matched. Those are the really big things, I think, in the context of this matchup. I don't know if we've actually seen Dep's list yet in action.
We get to full combo and then activating the prosperity for 6 here, trying to dig for like a response.
I love seeing.
It really does just look like Joshua Schmidt's list altogether. Yeah,
I think
yep.
I think it is 1-to-1 the exact list.
Yeah, it's really crazy how he managed to get hold of a CSM list an entire week in advance, but
Yeah,
okay.
like I know that like the Europeans, they have some connections, but I would never have expected them to stoop so low as to steal decks from the brain geniuses in the MBT chat.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we got starter off of the prosperity. So if we get Dark Ruler here, we are still going to be able to end on 1 negate. But that's assuming the opponent plays red. I actually can't remember what the ratios were. I think it was 1-1-1 actually, so it might not be that strong. But at least if there's a battle phase to go over the elf and bait out and protect, then we can bring out pixies, I suppose. That works with the starter.
Yeah.
This is why I like going smashers. But I guess he felt like the only way you could really play was to jet search the starter rather than the smashers. But I think smashers is such an important contingency with Dart Ruler running around in the main deck. Like you don't have anything if your opponent Dart Rulers you. So
it is interesting that Dark Ruler doesn't just read win the game these days, but it is certainly a lot to come back from. You've got the starter to get like a piece of negation. You've got the smashers to get like a piece of interaction. If you're on hand traps, you got those two. But outside of that,
yeah. So as he's explained, we are on probably 0 hand traps and just board breakers and defensive cards. So let's see how Lily's gonna counter this. 6 cards in hand, no way to disrupt, it looked like, so no hand traps, and really just trying to see if we can break this board or set up the all-powerful Mystic Mine potentially as well, which we don't have an out to just yet.
Speaking of,
there it is.
All right, so this is going to take the Toad for sure. I do love seeing the Pot of Prosperity for 6. It's just, we've seen so many people activate it for 3 all day and just get massively punished.
Yeah, so the extra deck in Splight is... Whoa!
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yes, super pulling away Elf here means that we can't bring back Toad, and that is just dealt with now. So that is going to be gone here. Now the question is, what do we set up in retrospect? I'm pretty confident that we can set up Zeus. And that should win the mirror match.
Yeah, we're gonna take the carrot here, rather than the red. No real reason to leave or like target one in particular, just because I mean we're not gonna have material on the field to activate the effect anyway. We are now out of interrupts unless we fire the smashers.
Well,
and,
we don't know what
smashers is gonna have to fire right now. Not smashers, starter.
Yeah. So this should just be any level 2 gets you Zeus here, and I think it's going to be really difficult to play through 2 of on-use Zeuses with 4 materials.
Right,
and getting a draw in the process as well through the Garura.
Starter coming down. This is just really crusty because like you can even flex the battle phase here if you feel like you don't necessarily want to go for the Zeus line to eat like the Jet, then main phase 2 set up the entire Toad line. It's this is just a lot. We do still need like a 2 though.
I think you have to like go Zeus, right? Because you've given your opponent Mystic Mine,
Jeez, that's
and that's just going to immediately eat Toad. So I don't think like just like 1 or 2 negates is going to be enough. I think like you need the full board wipe to be able to have a chance.
well, we are gonna have it. That's that's
Normal summon Toad.
Froge followed by Elf if we want it. Here's the Sky Cav.
There it is. For materials. Yeah, so this is like the best way to deal with the mirror match.
Yep.
And going for the 4 materials, this is so powerful. This is why I think like Smashers is so incremental. Now, admittedly, we drew light stage, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
But there could have been a world where if that last card isn't a monster, you would have to like Smashers immediately the light stage because it just gets forced out. So you don't let them get the Lily Bell on the board. You Smashers that, and then if they don't have a level 2, which admittedly is quite unlikely, then you're gonna have Mystic Mine as well as your follow-up. So we'll see what
that
this
we have
last
the
card in
Zeus
the hand
here to
is.
get the mine off, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
That's a draw card. Does Edo Pro like shuffle like in a hidden way, or like is that the order of the cards in hand? Like that one on the left is just the top deck.
It shuffles.
Oh wow! So
I was about to say, I was
wouldn't
like,
hurt.
you know what would be crazy is if she just windmill slammed starter.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, no, chat was asking why didn't you just Trickstar Light Stage the mine? Light Stage can only target cards in the spell and trap zone, and the field zone is not a spell or trap zone.
Light stage mine.
I'll light stage your mine.
You guys are funny.
uh
This is gonna be so. This is everything. This is a full combo with Zeus, like, and
this
Smasher.
Is Smashers, Zeus, Toad, Elf. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But
like, there's a world where you can counter play here, right? Like, if we're both on like dart rulers and board breakers and stuff, then we can counter break this. Potentially, we'll see how many non-engine pieces we have.
I was gonna say, yeah, that we know that both of these players are on like main deck dark rulers, main deck mines. Like there is a pretty high % chance that both of them are, able to make this last like 4 or 5 turns that just swing drastically in either player's favor. Yeah.
Yep. So we're going through the motions here of everything. If we have a way to yeah, so if we have Dart Ruler in hand and any way to stop Smasher or bait it out, then
well, we know that we have Smashers right off the Jet. So the Smashers trades for the Smashers, and all you really need to do is have Dark Ruler.
Yeah. And Extender, right? Like, wait, you don't... The Smashers can banish from hand, right? You don't need to control it.
And we know that we have material in hand because we added it back with Froge.
Joshua Schmidt says in the chat, Joshua Schmidt. Mm-hmm.
That's actually, wait, he's kind of spitting.
Yo, it's the newest Pokemon. Can we get some Joshua Schmidts in the chat? I think the Toad stuff is really... Like, I love Totally Awesome, but I think when it's, like, being used in this way and, like, abused by, like, Spright as, like, a rank 2 deck, like, I don't think it was an accident the way they designed it, but at the same time, it's, I don't... It's, like... It's just, like, a boring negate, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yes. I was like, how is he going to word this? Yes, it is.
Like, Toad is kind of cool because it also steals the card. And it's very specific, right? Like, it's only frogs that can play it. So I don't hate it completely. But then, like, when you have... Okay, there it is. Hang on. Like, we're just going to counter resist now.
We've got the Dark Ruler. We've got the Smashers.
Yeah, we got Dark Ruler Smashers. We just need 2 level 2s.
Yeah.
Wow. These games can just swing so hard. Wait, what? We didn't smash?
That's interesting.
Do we not have a Spright in hand?
We must not have an additional one which is going to make this a little tough because now if we like go for Ronin, the Smasher suddenly is like really on.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but you're in a situation here where it's smash or pass.
Stop.
It's smash or pass, guys. Like, what can you do here? The Almor Hush combo. You need a card on board for smashers? No, you can bash from hand.
Oh.
But do you need to control it?
Yeah, right? Because you need 2.
We lying? Banish a Therian Sprite card from your hand
Yeah.
or grave, then activate with banish level 2. You control 1 card. Okay, yeah, you do.
So now they get
Okay,
to blank
cool.
our Smashers by going Smashers.
All right, so we have Ronin in grave, and any sprite just does this. So we're fine.
Yeah, now our Smashers, like DP, just sort of fails here. Go
Imagine it
Ronin.
forced you to like banish your own card. Any level 2. Any level 2.
That is a level 2. I will.
It's the worst one, but it'll work. This is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
set up the board, get broken. Set up the board, get broken. Oh.
Oh, we don't. Do we not have Zeus? If we don't have Zeus,
I mean,
because we did Prosby for 6. We might just have to access here. This is my favorite play in the mirror. Dark, take your blue. Trigger blue.
This is a really bad situation. If Joshua Schmidt really is just playing Joshua Schmidt's list, there is no access code here. So I'm wondering how we're clearing a Zeus. We might have to overlay this dark.
Wow.
So prosperity for 6 after full combo is
there is a Zeus.
Oh my god, we just gotta get to
it. We are just going in, baby.
There's too much to clear though. There's like Zeus, Toad,
and
Elf.
Toad and Elf.
All of those are a threat.
Man, I should have talked up that Prosby for 6. It's really kind of coming back to bite him in the ass, huh?
Yeah, it was like, what were you really digging for? That's the thing, right? Like you go all in on 6. Like what were you really looking for?
Like
and that's you did your full combo and you had your setup. There is no like going first card in the deck, really. It just wasn't necessary.
Called by the grave.
I guess.
Okay. Beaver.
Summons Beaver, which doesn't trigger.
Jet.
Oh, that's good.
Now
that was searched off of the dark blue. Okay, we can put some bodies up here and.
I'm
trying to work it out. Like, I don't know. Like, we can't make Toad anymore, right? Because
it just what's in the extra? If Unibi Maru is, we can maybe like use that.
I'm thinking there's like a third elf, an Onibaru.
Sky Cav.
So I don't think you keep Sky Cav if you get. So if you didn't go for Zeus, that means we didn't keep Sky Cav, right? Because they sort of pair together.
Right.
So I doubt there is Downard, Zeus, or Sky Cav. Oh, we already made the Toad. It's in the grave, of course. Yeah, so this is not too bad, but how do you clear the Toad and the Elf?
You crash both.
Do we crash both, you think?
No.
So you have to clear Zeus with Gigantic. Toad can clear the Elf, but then you still have a Toad on the field?
Yeah, it's not ideal.
How about crashing? It's not very good, is it, chat? I think you leave Zeus on field. That's a Seb take right there.
Yeah, I really do not think that is true. Oh! What a play! What a play!
The Pixies, liar.
Damage step? Oh, we take the Pixies.
Take
I
the
wish we could.
pixies.
Wait, have we normaled?
Toad and back beaver. We normaled swap frog.
Oh well, that explains it. Wow, that explains it.
Oh.
Wow, wow,
We're getting rid
wow.
of gigantic.
Wow, that's everything, right? That is everything. Then we just get to make a guy with our normal summoned beaver.
No, Joseph, we
Ooh.
normal summon swap frog.
Shit, we did. You're right. Okay, so obviously we towed there just to get it off the field. Then we grab back Swap Frog. Oh boy, a Swap Frog in a dream.
Zeus has been dealt with, so like the
Crashing.
clapback isn't going to be very strong either, to be honest with you.
Okay. Aki
This
says,
didn't
I
seem
give
right.
you a Swap Frog. Can you do it?
This didn't seem right. Right, chat?
I don't know. It's a hard call.
Yeah, this is okay. 3 cards in the extra deck, by the way. So
yeah, what could they possibly be? Got to be
hope
Elf.
that Oni Bar is good. Oh my god, we're gonna please go for 6. Oh,
yeah,
no, only
come
4.
on. We die heroes. Called red
Called
Econ.
Econ.
Ooh. We know the card in hand is swap. So it's got to be red, right?
Yeah, I think you just have to make another 2.
So bad though. What 2s could you possibly have from this position?
I mean, probably anything gets you there, right?
Just
What does ooh. I think they both probably have a 3rd elf, but elf seems kind of bad right now. Does it though? I don't know. I think elf's actually fine because as soon as your opponent commits a monster to the field, you just get Toad back.
Toad, yeah.
So
okay, normal swap.
Leah's combo.
That is the last
Combo.
swap.
Don't activate
Special
the effect.
elf.
Or you will learn the hard way what swap effect does if you don't have a target in deck.
Elf number. Oh, we're making a guy.
Onibaru?
Gigantic.
Oh, we have another gigantic.
Wow, we are going to go down to 3 as well. Gigantic for what? Another red, a carrot. I don't even know what blue. What? How many sprites could she realistically still have?
The 3rd blue jet, surely, right? And that gets you into another rank 2,
elf,
which is
yeah. We have 1,
rank
2.
2.
Yeah, we have 1 elf.
Gigantic elf. Like this is fine. We just win from here.
Yeah, we have blue jet still in rotation. Yeah.
There it is. And no disruption, however, but well, I mean, kind of disruption. We have Toad in the grave, so as soon as we commit to the board, we have Toad back online. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Unless we have another Dart Ruler in the hand, I suppose that might do something. I don't know if it does with 3 cards in extra. Game 1, by the way, yeah.
Literally game 1, correct.
These Spright mirrors can take forever. Like,
oh yeah.
the problem is like you just have like all these like these cards are just like weenies. What's the card in hand? Do we know? It's wasn't it Econ? No, it wasn't. We took red,
the one
not
that's
Econ.
currently in hand.
Yeah, I think that's the top deck, right?
It's a search
it's the starter. Okay.
Yeah.
This was the real Joshua Schmidt. You would have won that. Yeah, I think that battle phase was really clutch. I think
Joshua Schmidt says starter beaver.
I think like crashing and clearing both fields was not good when your opponent has like Ronin and a added back level 2. I think you had to keep your elf or Toad on the field. It's just something that lets you contest with your opponent's clapback. Oh, we still got Djinn Buster.
Wow, kept in Djinn Buster. That's pretty good. Wow, that's unbelievable. Yep, that is really something.
We got a spell and trap negate with the carrot if we need to. Elf. Okay, no, we're just gonna link it off for the elf.
Get back carrot, and then when our opponent commits, we go get Toad. Yeah, no way Lily loses this one. It would have to be Dark Ruler off the top again. And even then, you know, who knows? Rolling
for the fun of it. Nice. Okay, here we go. Dart Ruler off the top. Again, I don't know what you make though. That's the follow-up. Like,
You got
there's
3
nothing
cards
left.
at extra.
Yeah. What is it? Gin Buster of our own? Dark Ruler Raigeki? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, here's Nimble Beaver, activate the effect. Chain Elf, summon back Toad. Mystic Mine could have won the game, I guess.
Nah, I mean, you just... Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you just negate with Carrot. Would have had to been like multiple mines.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gin Buster gets to negate the Beaver, so you don't even get like the other body on the field before the Toad hits the board. And your only play now is like Specialist Blight. Don't use the effect.
I mean, I don't know.
And then what?
It would have to be like... Oh, wow.
Okay.
That is a very good one. Oh,
Wait,
wow.
stop. Did we keep it? Did we keep the
Wait.
Zeus package?
No shot. He waited this long?
Okay, there goes Elf.
Should we
phase 2.
Downered Zeus as the last 2 cards?
There's no way. Did we keep the package?
Let's see you out, Blue
Let's
Eyes.
see you out, Blue Eyes.
Ah, it is just Zeus. I see.
3
And
materials
we
in.
can never commit to it because we have the Toad. Awesome. Okay.
Okay. So if you really think about it, this is Mystic Mine.
It's pretty much Mystic Mine, yeah. 1 card in Lily's extra too. Dark here. Dark effect.
Is it okay?
Grab
There's
Dart.
no way she did another gigantic. Or maybe she plays Access. They do! They do play Access.
This
Last card in deck, by the way. All cards in
slobber
the extra deck
knocker
have
of
been
a
used.
game. 0 ED cards versus 1
That was
ED
crazy.
card.
Atlas Blue Eyes, by the way.
Yeah, it says, okay, I'll do it. She says, okay, I'll do it. Fuck it.
I'll do it. That'll do it.
Game 1 has now concluded.
That prosperity was just wrong.
I played
Because-
it all 3 turns ago.
If you keep Cavalry Zeus, why would you not keep Downard if you're
Yeah, it
planning
seems
on
like
keeping
you
the Zeus
would, right?
package? Yeah. I think you don't keep that package, I think, in that scenario. But you definitely don't start your turn with Pros for 6 when you don't need to, I think. But if you are gonna keep the Zeus package, I think you keep Downard. Because that would have well, I don't know if it would have won the game. I think they would have both been punching each other with 1,200 pixies for the rest of that duel if that was a Downard in the extra.
Yeah. I actually think that probably Aki still loses because they don't have an out to carrot an attack position. It's just too much.
How big is Carrot? Which one's the biggest sprite?
It's got to
is
be
it Jet?
Pixies, right? Is Pixies 14?
Is it 14?
He's huge.
Oh. Oh, that's so funny.
What's the one that no one plays? What is that one?
Is there a bad one?
Yeah,
is there
there's
like a
there's
fourth
poofy one? Yeah.
Okay, I know that there's a spell that no one plays. Blast or something. The boosty guy. Pixies is the
Bumbler.
least played. Yeah, I think so, right?
I swear there's another one.
Gamma Burst is cracked. True.
All
right.
We're just doing it, baby.
Go in. I think the one hand trap that you can maybe side deck against Blight is Gamma.
Yeah, I think
don't know if it
Gamma's
gives you-
great.
Yeah, so if you stop the normal summon with Gamma, it becomes very hard to put up more guys, but they could just draw starter and that just feels bad.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like we've got the anti-driller combo. Somewhat. There is indeed a Smashers being searched, and we can set that up alongside our Toad. If we have any other name, we can also get Gin Buster if we really want to. I can't wait to see Lily 2-0 fake Josh. Hey, hang on a second. This isn't the original deck list.
Wait a
Fair
minute.
enough.
Adding blue back. Oh, it's creamy. It is creamy.
Okay, we got Smashers and potentially Starter. Really good side deck in the mirror match if people are playing this kind of build, I think would be Anti-Spell. Turns off everything. Turns off Talent, Driller,
Yeah.
Mystic Mine. And they have to shotgun their starter immediately. So that's definitely a card I would consider. D-Barrier is pretty strong going first. Some people opt to play like hand removal, like Lotus. But nothing chained here as of yet, so...
We know that both of these individuals are on a pointer. Oh, cool.
Mishtish Mine.
Oh,
There's
it
also a world
resolved.
where you make your opponent start. I think Josh might have done that a couple of times. Did we let mine resolve?
That's smashing. It literally smashers. They're just like, oh, whatever. I'll deal with it with smashers when I'm good and ready.
But like, you have to commit smashers to the mine anyway if you let it resolve. But now you've just made your Toad vulnerable because you can't negate anything they do. And now they just try go for a Zeus play, which you can't stop with Toad, so you have to smashers it, which means the mine stays on the field. This isn't correct. Am I going crazy, chat? There's no way that's correct.
You're going crazy. Oh, wait, actually, now that I have seen Lily's play, you are a genius.
Oh yeah? Pray tell.
So the only punish is if it's what? Smashers plus like an MST? Or it's an econ.
Oh shit!
That is also a good one.
Yeah. Josh talked about how good this is in the mirror match because they go battle phase to like turn on Zeus and you just econ their guy. It's like they're literally screaming.
Get rotated.
Like the funny thing is like that could have like that can be outed with our own econ, right? Like because we can tribute our guy for cost and then just keep mine on the field. But then I guess like what do you do? Let them keep mine? Okay, end phase smashers and then you lose. It's a real interesting game we've got here, not gonna lie.
Oh, said, all right, fine. You
All
got
right,
me.
we're gonna try
You
play
got
the
me.
game now. You got me. I'm bluffing.
That
Okay.
eats Toad number 1. Elf gets it back.
Ooh, doesn't play around call by the grave. Having our own light stage is pretty neat here, though. Doesn't that miss out on Toad being able to add back? Yeah, never chain your elf to like the Toad negate chat.
Why? You'll get it eventually.
Okay, we have a jet here, negate and destroy. Did we normal summon? We did. It was Beaver.
Yeah.
Keeping the blues kind of nice here. Recycle a Toad.
All right,
Okay,
time for
we're
game
just
3.
gonna skip this one up. Okay, game 3.
That was cute. That was a nice setup.
I love that econ play. That was cool.
That was really neat. God, econ is so strong.
How long's that card? When was that card released? 2008? Less than, right? It's freaking old. God. That's like one of the only like old cards where it's like cool that it becomes meta again, right? Because like, you know, the argument is like with the Yu-Gi-Oh, there's no set rotation, old cards can randomly be strong again. Yeah, true, but like 90% of the time an old card being strong is because it's a floodgate. But Econ's cool because it's like one of the few like good old cards that isn't a floodgate that randomly comes back in the meta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Book of Moon, yeah, I guess like Book is also neat, but for the most part, it's like, huh?
I really love that Flunder gets to play that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they power crept it because they just reprinted Book of Moon for that deck. Compulse, yeah, spot the Labyrinth player. Maybe Junior Journey's right. Quick plays are too strong. Yeah, Joseph, Junior Journey, huh? When is that?
I've been saying this.
I've been saying like when are we playing, Joseph?
I wanted to use you for 2014 because of Infernity.
Okay, when is that? Is that like soon?
Yeah, it's in like 2 months.
Oh.
This is
What if we
harder than
film the
Euros.
episode like really early in advance because of my subathon, and then you could upload it 2 months from now?
Oh my god! I don't think your subathon's gonna last very long. You'll be lucky to get a couple of days.
Yeah, I think like 4 is the goal.
Yeah.
I should do a series with Farfetch. Yeah, everyone should. My favorite. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into this. Anyway, we've got our standard setup here. Lily choosing to go first. I'm really surprised no one opted to go second in this game.
Did Lily win game 1?
Yes. And Joshua
Yeah.
went first, or
Yeah, you're
Aki
right.
rather went first. So there's like an option to go second with these kind of builds, because like you just kind of like brick your opponent's hand with a bunch of just mines and rulers and stuff. Now the problem is that the Spright combo is really just like 1 or 2 cards, so you're gonna have to like counter that anyway. So it can feel risky, but at the same time, yeah, I don't know, because I don't think Josh sided anything going second into Spright, because your main deck is just so strong against it. Holy crap, that's 3 back row.
Well, maybe this game is going to be pretty quick.
Okay, we have a monster negate. We have we played dupe.
I think they usually just get swap.
Okay, I trust that you don't play Super Poly, is what he's saying.
Might be saying I trust that I got ASF.
Nope, no ASF.
Nope. All right.
Did you jet last turn? Lily admitting to the Smasher search. So 6 cards to break the full field here. Dark Kriller or Mine is what you're looking for. Not starting with either. Nimble Beaver. Are we going to negate and destroy? Remove the level 2 from the field? Cut off all the extenders? Is that the plan?
Mine.
It's, yeah, I mean, that does work. I think you have to red this, right? Rather than use the,
Yeah, this is bait for sure.
Use the tone. Now, the problem is that if you red, you have to tribute the link to destroy it.
Right.
Otherwise, you just keep a 2 on the field, and it didn't really feel like it achieved anything. So we have the Econ chain.
Yep. Like I said earlier,
really
that's one of those plays where you see the tunnel painted on the wall in front of you, but you just got to drive, baby. You just got to go. It's like you would never do this unless you had Econ, but if you don't...
Personally, I'm not convinced. I don't like negating the Nimble Beaver here. If there's 3 back row, I'm assuming there's an Econ as well back there.
It could be anything.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. We'll see what it is. But if you're worried about Zeus, that deals with it. Smashers deals with it. And then you have Toad for the Mystic Mine if it comes down. Mm-hmm. Is Econ a straight staple? Yeah, Josh was main decking 2 copies. It just feels right, you know? Steal the Elf. And that is going to turn on all of our Spright monsters, if we have any in hand here, to special summon, which we can then overlay to go into Gigantic, because we can overlay Link monsters now. And we'll see if we have any way to stop this. 1 Smasher to deal with the follow-up, but also 2 Mystery back row. If we can assume another order, that's another negate. And the third one could be anything.
That's very strange.
Why they play Beaver over Diva? We talked about this earlier, but basically you don't need the Tuner access, and Beaver summons from Grave, so it's like a very minor resource game that you can benefit with the Beaver.
Also, he's cute.
He's a Beaver.
He's like a cutie.
The version of this deck that runs, what is it, Live Twins? I don't think we've seen any of that really played. Oh,
Oh, wow.
we're gonna draw cards. We're gonna steal.
We're stealing. That's such a blowout. Wow.
You think it's that strong?
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm. Still have a full field to deal with, including smashers. So much to punch through here still. Why play it over the superior nimble Momonga? True. We can summon Gigantic on turn 3 instead. Oh, we're gonna steal. We're gonna go for Zeus.
Zeus seems
think you have to go Zeus.
crazy. Yeah, just seems like God. I really am at a loss as to what the back row is because I was like, oh, it's a floodgate, and then we had no floodgates, and I was like, oh, it's called by. Oh, it's like, oh,
That's
what
really cool.
the fuck? I love
Yeah,
seeing this card.
stealing the opponent's toad is like really nice with area. But I think this like really gets punished by the smashers.
Well, it like 100% forces the smashers.
Yeah. So you activate the effect of area to special back toad. You change smasher. It no longer has a zone to summon it to. And it resolves without effect. We've used our normal summon. And I guess we can bring back Ronin and overlay for Gigantic and keep going.
Yeah. All right, we are gonna shotgun it. Oh, they're letting it resolve. What is happening?
You
That's
must have
what's
something
happening.
back there.
All right,
It's Super Volley.
that
Makes
explains
sense.
it. That's actually not even like fantastic because it accomplishes the same thing as stopping
Well,
that play.
it's really good because you keep smashers and
Right.
you know that Mystic Mine is a threat.
It's so
Whereas Super
funny that we're
Poly
like,
doesn't.
yeah, Super Poly is way lower impact than the worst removal spell in the history of time.
Mud Dragon. Oh wow, it's great because you get to trigger Toad
Triggers
again.
Toad, yeah.
Nice.
Very funny.
It was all worth it. I mean, it's a net 0, right? Like you
Right,
just
yeah.
discarded the card you first added, so the adding again doesn't really matter. You're basically just making Super Poly not discard.
Okay, so there's the freebie.
Carrot.
This threatens Gigantic.
That can negate smashers. Ooh, that's spicy.
Well, can it negate the second Super Poly? I ask you this.
Oh, God.
My lord. That's unbelievable. Aki says GG's. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that I understand why I didn't have a read. I wasn't expecting double Super Poly.
Yeah, I was
Man.
expecting starter smasher and like I don't know what the third one could have been, but here we are, double Super Poly.
Wow.
I can only ask that you end me with pixies. True. 8,000 is a lot to get through, to be fair. So
I don't know. We got 349, 62. We've got 72 on board right now.
Garura proving again why it is the best Necros Kaleidoscope monster ever printed.
Legitimately, we got to ban like Trishula. We got to limit cycle. I mean, this thing is crazy.
Speaking of, do you know what the next Master Duel pack is and what decks we're getting?
No.
Genuinely curious. Does anyone know?
In 3 years, we're getting these cards.
Oh, I can't wait to play Spright for 2024. Was it actually Marine says? That's kind of neat. Marinsos.
That she's actually going to finish him off with pixies. That's crazy. This is 3K, 44, 63, 77. Yeah, this will do
You
it.
asked for it. Branded Fusion Copium. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. Play Despia Marine Cess soon. Well, it's been a blast, Joseph.
It has.
We've
It
had
is.
our.
It has been an absolute blast.
Oh, that's great. Are we gonna start her like Pixie in the battle phase?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Add the second pixies. Oh, damn. Okay. Woo! And Lily takes it down with Spright. What a killer mirror. Oh, see, this thing's got teeth. I promise you this mirror is interesting. Oh,
Yeah. So it was surprisingly quite back and forth. I think this build usually offers that with the back and forth dart rules and stuff. So that was pretty good to watch, I think.